Hello everyone, hello, how are you doing? Hope you're doing okay, hope you're having a lovely day. Hello QP, hello Mega Anti-Mason, yes. Does that mean you're anti-Masons, or is it... Good to see you, never seen you before, so great to see you, glad you could make it. Yeah, I'm good, thank you QP, how are you doing? And how are you, Mega? Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're both having a... Well, I was a bit worried that no one might turn up today, because it's basically, it looks, well, at least where I am, it's a very beautiful day. So I thought, what with restrictions being lifted a bit more and things like this, I thought, well, maybe everyone's just going to be out gallivanting and stuff like that. So it's one of those really. But glad you could make it. And hope, as I say, you're doing okay. So what we're reviewing today? Well, we're reviewing the Happy Mother's Day H-Box from Hotel Chocolat or Chocolate. Some of you might be asking, why on earth are we reviewing this so late? Well, two reasons. Firstly, I got it on discount. I got it for half price, which was still £6, so quite an expensive one still. But cheap for Hotel Chocolat reasons, but also because it still actually exists, because it is actually just a rebrand of another one of their H boxes, which I'll show you in a second. The White Galaxy was amazing, was it? Oh, well done, QP. I'm glad it was nice. I was a bit worried it wouldn't be very nice, actually. I didn't want to, say anything, because I thought we probably spent a lot of money and were very excited for it. But yeah, that's really good. I'm really glad it was nice. Just like the old Milky Bar mixed with cornflakes. So it had pieces in it, did it, as well? Ah, I see. I thought it was just straight white chocolate. I'll have to review that then. I'll have to get it. I think I was saying to you the other day, I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get it. So I think, I think I will have to. Oh, well, I'm really glad you're okay, and I'm glad the bar was really nice. As I say, I was a bit worried, especially after the other one you had wasn't that great. I thought, but really glad it turned out well. All right, so yes, as I say, no, it does exist still. Now here we go. Here is what it is. Now there is. I'll take a screenshot of this in a minute. I couldn't do it because before we opened it, it's got the cellophane on and stuff like this. But basically, it does still exist. So if I show you this one, so here's the sort of box here. You can see it here. This is the Mother's Day H box, whatever you can see the chocolates here. But then if you look at the Everything H box, oh look at this. This is strange, isn't it? Where have we seen this before? There we go. Look at that. So you can still actually get it. It's still actually available. Now I'm assuming the ones underneath are still the same. I haven't checked that, I must admit, I didn't go that far. But yeah, so you can clearly see a selection of 14 favourite filled chocolates just for her. And 14 of our, what does it say? Most something or other. Can't read what that says. Most iconic. Yeah. A taste of all our chocolate genres. There you go. So yes, it does still exist. So you can still, basically, even though it's the Mother's Day one, you can still get it. So there we go. So it's not out of date as such. So there we go. Yeah. So there we are. You see. So I thought that was a bit cheeky as well, actually, because all they've done is rebranded one. I thought that was a bit sort of. I'm not sure what to make of that really. I did think that was perhaps a bit. Don't know. They just because basically with these ones, all you do need to do is kind of just stick a new front on it, because the bottom of it is different, so it is totally separate. So all they have to do is reproduce this bit and stick it on the top. The back, I think, is going to be identical. There's nothing specific about Mother's Day on the back, so that's literally all they've done. So it's a bit cheap, although, is it understandable? I don't know. You'd think Hotel Chocolat would do a special edition for Mother's Day, wouldn't you? But clearly not. Yeah, just creamy white choc. Yeah. Ah, okay, you mix some of... Ah, okay, I see, very interesting, yeah, very interesting. I didn't realise you'd done that. So, yeah, I think Andrew was mentioning about doing that, wasn't he? About sort of, I think he was talking about you could recreate the Nestle white chocolate crunch bar by basically mixing in, Rice Krispie pieces into it. Yeah, so very interesting, great, good bit of, ingenuity there, I think. Maybe in the Discord chat I'm going to put like a little review section, or maybe like a little recipes concoction section maybe, so people can post pics of specific... I mean, you could do it anyway, of course, in a general chat and stuff, but I thought it'd be nice to have a little section for things like that. But yeah, it is a bit, I don't know, yeah, it's just not something, I mean, I guess, I don't know, it does, I mean, on one hand I can think, well, okay, they've not really, wasted resources and things on it, and maybe you think, well, that's quite a good idea. But on the other hand, you think, well, Hotel Chocolat, it's kind of like, the things they make are meant to be special, aren't they? Specific to certain things. Whereas clearly, if they're just basically sticking on a new front to it, it does seem a bit, I don't know, it doesn't seem quite the sort of move that you'd think such a company would make, given the reputation and things like this. So, yeah, a bit dubious about that one, really. A bit dubious about it, but yeah. But interestingly, though, there's like, I don't remember we did the Valentine's Day one. I think there's only about 8 or 9 different chocolates in there, maybe even less. But this one, every single chocolate is different. So, if we open it, it says 14 chocolates. There is actually only 14 chocolates in it, I think. Yeah, so literally going to have to go through all of these. So it's going to be the most devastating one yet, I think, for the waistline. But yeah, so there's definitely quite a lot. So you could say, you know, well, you definitely get your money's worth. But yeah, so an interesting one. And obviously some of them are repeated. I think we've seen some in other selections as well. I think we saw that one in the Valentine's Day one. I think I've seen this one before somewhere as well. I'm not sure where I've seen that one before. I think we might have seen that one in the Easter egg one, I think, actually, and possibly this one as well. So some of these we have seen before, actually. So, you know, yeah, one of those. I started recording, I actually managed to get down to 11 stone today, so I was 154 pounds today. So yes, so you know, managed to get back down to 11 stone. But of course, after all this, you know, who knows what I'll be. But yes, I'm quite pleased with that. So we'll see how long that lasts. But yeah. So, not too bad. Yeah, so they look very nice. I think we should get into them. Hi, Alan. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay? Yes, hope you're doing all right. Yeah, more effort into their birthday one. Yeah. When's the birthday? Well, I mean, it's quite a hard one to know this. I was going to say, when is the birthday one out? Is it out all year round? Maybe it's one I have to look into. Yeah, hi, Alan. Hope you're doing okay. We're just saying, basically, this is a literal repackage of the everything box. So, you know, hold up the other one. You can see 14 chocolates. So basically, they've just changed the front, is the gist of it. And if you want a bit more of a, there you go, you can see there. So basically, they're exactly the same. And all you need to do is change the front for it, because the back is pretty much doesn't have any mention of Mother's Day at all on it, I don't think. Yeah, it just says a selection of 14 chocolates, I think. Yeah, a selection of filled chocolates, ingredients, blah, blah, blah. That's all it says. Don't say anything about Mother's Day, I don't think. Anything like that. Here's the nutritional stuff. Per 100 grams. 565 calories, so slightly over the 500 to 550 threshold that's typical for chocolate, so it is quite calorific. 40.9 grams of fat, 21.6 of which are saturates. So per 2 pieces, 149 calories, crikey, so goodness me. So we're going to be having 7 times that today if I eat each one of if each 14 of these, so that's going to be quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah, so goodness me, maybe I should divide this into 2 parts, I don't know. Oh dear, so imagine 7 times 149. Yeah, so it's basically 300, isn't it, for 4. So we're not doing too bad, I guess. Yeah, but still quite a lot though. Still quite a lot. Yeah. About 700 calories. I might just bite half of them, only eat half. I'll try and be good. Very difficult. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. They put more in. Yeah. I must say that is the one thing going for it. Yeah, you're right, Cupid. It is 14 chocolates. Yeah, it's definitely 14 different ones as well. So it's not too bad at all. That is the one thing that's going for it, I would definitely say. I think the Valentine's Day ones, they usually have repeats of, you know. I mean, so it's quite an interesting one, but clearly that's what the everything box is. Why it's called the everything box. You know, this one here, because it's got everything in it. You know, so it's like 14. So you know, it's just another reason why. I mean, it's not tailored for Mother's Day. You know, I don't know. Not to say that it's not nice, and you know, mums wouldn't appreciate it, but I don't know. There's certain sort of, you know, I don't know. It's a hard one to say, isn't it, without sounding politically incorrect or whatever. But you would say there's certain colours and things that you would associate more with Mother's Day than others. You know what I mean? So that's what pinks and purples and things you might say, and you know, like reds for roses and things. I don't know, just things like that. So you know, you might say a more tailored approach would be more appropriate, really. You know, yeah. So anyway, what do I know? But there we go. But yeah, so quite an interesting one. Yeah, so you can see it's still in date as well. So it's got the 6th, 2021. So we're very much doing it as Mother's Day, which was, I don't know when it was, February was it, in March? The Planet Pledge as well. They've pledged to the planet 100% ethical cacao. Now, almost there with 100% recycled packaging and striving for net carbon zero by 2030. Check for progress. There we go. Now, I'd always say to be careful of these sort of. I mean, obviously, it's better than doing something than nothing, but sometimes the offset things. So basically, I've seen one where some company had in a small print that basically they're using ethical cocoa, or something like that. You know, but basically, what they were doing was they were basically buying the ethical cocoa, but using a non-ethical cocoa in the bar, so they buy the equivalents. And I mean, it sounds bizarre, that, to be honest. What they were doing with ethical cocoa, whether they were selling it on or just throwing it away, I don't know. So, and also things like when where they plant trees in rainforests and things. Sometimes they're planting non-indigenous trees and stuff like this, so it doesn't work as well. Still harms, you know. So it's not quite that straightforward, basically. But obviously, you'd like to think and like to hope by reading this small print, it is doing some good. But there's always more to it, unfortunately, than just, I don't know, yeah. If you're really bothered about that kind of thing, I would really do some research about it before you pick who your chocolate supplier is or whatever. Yeah, Uzi's luxury, yes, yes. Having something special with that. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is. That's the point. That's why I was thinking it was a bit not sure what to make of it, Alan, with the fact that all they're doing is repackaging the everything box and selling it. You'd expect. I would expect something a bit more from Hotel Chocolat, and perhaps that's what you're meaning as well. Yeah, you know what I mean. I just would feel like it shouldn't just be just a repackage of another one of their chocolates. You know, especially for Mother's Day. It's not a. I don't know. Yeah, so something worth noting, I would say. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, I hope you're doing okay, by the way, Alan. What's the weather like? It's really very nice and lovely here. I think not too many people might be on the live today because I say restrictions being lifted and it's lovely weather. It's a weekend, things like this. And what's the symbol you've got there as well? By the way, I can't quite make it out. It's obviously in the chat. It's quite small, so I know you've been changing your your profile pic quite frequently to different chocolate-related things, but I can't quite make that one out. It looks tasty though, whatever it is. Hopefully it's something chocolatey. Okay, so we'll try. So I'll take the cellophane off. I think we've said everything about it. Pack contains 7 servings. It says. Yeah, so it's got like a nice pull tab on it, so it's pretty good. Nice and handy. It's already behind. I think it's on the back here. Yes, it is. Yeah, see the sales section. Yes, so, yeah, I know it's very tempting. I must say, I keep dropping in there every now and again. Yeah, so I don't know if it's still there though. It might still be there, but obviously if you do specifically want this and can't wait for the sale, the everything box will be the same. Yeah, so there's a nice smell coming from it, I have to say. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Yes. Yes. I'll tell you what we'll do is before I go too far, I'll just take a photo of the screenshot rather of the back. So here we go. You can see just taking the actual tray out, so we can see one of them is quite thin there. They've done the old biscuit selection. There's a couple actually that don't actually go all the way to the bottom. They've got these false bottoms on. Some of them do go all the way to the bottom, and some of them don't. So never sure what to make of that really. I'm assuming the chocolate's sort of made in such a way that obviously they're indulgent or they've got a lot in them, so you don't want it too big. But yeah. So we do have a menu here as well. It's stuck in actually. And you can see actually it does have the everything. It actually goes around to the back as well. It's quite interesting. But it does have the everything colour scheme as well. You'll notice. Let's have a look. So you see it's like grey colour. So if I bring back the everything box on, I think you would say they've not even changed the menu for it. It's not yellow. Yeah. So I don't know if it's how easy it is for them to do that, but there we go. Right. Yes. There's always a sale there, QP. Yes, as Alan said, there's basically like a sale section, so they always have something on. It's basically the stuff that's going out of season generally, is the gist of it. I'm just trying to see if I can possibly screenshot this. I think I probably can. I think what I'll do is I'll just remove the box front thing from it there. I'll try and do this. Let's see if I can do it. Can we do it now? Just won't be a second. Yeah, so hold it steady. You never know, might be able to do it. Okay, looks all right. Let's have a go. I'm just doing a bit of a screen grab here, so unfortunately I might have my hand in it, part of it. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately I got my finger in that as well, so I might just try it again. Bit difficult though. Bit difficult they are. So maybe I'll don't know how to do it without my fingers appearing in it. Really, it's quite difficult. Might be able to do it like that though. Try to wait for it to zone in. Thing is, it's like folding up at the sides. It's not making it straight. If it's straight, it'd be a lot easier because I just want to select a rectangle, if you know what I mean. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if we can do it. Probably being a perfectionist, you just want to do everything just so, you shouldn't try and do this really, but there we go. Yeah, it's difficult this to do. It's hard to do it, you know what I mean? You should, because it keeps focusing out really, so there we are. So I'll just try it one more time, see if I can do it one more time. I don't want to keep it. You know, there we go. I just want it to focus in properly. It didn't focus in that time. Okay, I think we got it. I think I got it. I think I got it this time. There we go. Let's just double check. There we go. Yeah, we can reference these now as we review it. Yeah, I think yeah, we'll go with it, I think. Even if it's not perfect, we'll go with it. Okay. Right, there we go. Yes, and I'll save this. Right. Okay, I think we got it. I think I got it. It's not perfect. Got that. There we go. As I say, you can see there's a slight. Oop. There we go. Yeah. So there we are. Not perfect, as I say, but I think it'll do. So there we go. So we got all of these in here. Yeah, hi Isaac, how are you doing? Glad you could make it, by the way. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, we're just discussing the Mother's Day H box, and basically it's basically the same as the Everything H box that Hotel Chocolat also do. But yeah, glad you could make it. Good to see you, Isaac. Really is good to see you. You've been on the channel for a long time now, so yeah, great that you can make a live. So yeah. Yeah, have yeah. Let me know if you spot any decent ones in the sale, by the way, because I think I'd definitely be interested in yeah, in getting some other ones. That's for sure. So what would we do? We've got all these here. So look at this. There's loads here, really. Can we choose it? Raspberry smoothie, the brownie, fudge sundae, mousse au chocolat, carrot cake. Wow, eat a mess, cherry deluxe, champagne, going nuts, Florentine Isabel, Caesar, the Bernier shortbread, and the Dizzy praline 70%. I think so. Some of these, I'll say, we've seen before. You know, I'm going to be trying to be careful not to eat all of these, as I say. Yes. But yeah, I'm not too bad, Isaac. Yeah, not too bad at all. Hope you're doing well, and hope everything's going okay with you. I say, great to see you. Sorry for covering my face here, by the way. Just looking at the different selections here. So there we go. Yeah. Yeah. So any? Should we just go left to sort of like in a clockwise order? So caramel cheesecake to cherry deluxe to champagne, and finishing with dizzy praline. Unless someone's got any ones they specifically want to save till last. Carrot cake sounds interesting, doesn't it? You can see all the symbols at the bottom. I think the ones with the wine glass show whether they contain alcohol or not. And the other one's nuts. Then you've got milk. And then the special one means you can buy them separately. So all of these you can buy separately. So none of them are special to this set by the looks of it. And that's what the S means, I believe. Yeah, it is, yeah. It means you can buy it sort of on its own, essentially. So maybe we should go through them all then, shall we? Carrot cake, yeah. That's so nice, and it's second. Does that mean we should leave them to last, though, QP? Make sure you stay around for them. Oh, see, I don't know. What do you think? Should we save the best to last, or do you want to just get through them left to right? What do you think? Let me know, QP. Hi, Andrew. Hello. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Long story short, this is the same as the Everything box. Yeah, so I won't go over to it again, but it's basically the same. So there you can see there. There you are. There you go. 14 chocolates, individual chocolates. So there we go. And you're right. No, not really enough. Not really enough. Yeah. It's a bit of a wonder. They just seem to ignore white chocolate, don't they, in these companies? I think Hotel Chocolat do quite a lot of white chocolates as well, so I don't know why they've not really done it. But yeah, it's lovely where we are as well in Manchester. Yes, it's very nice here as well. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite a good day for the country, really. So yeah. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go from anyone's yeah. Anti-clockwise, QP, you say. Anti-clockwise. Okay, so you think start with the dizzy praline. Okay, we'll do that. Yes. Well, to be honest with you, Andrew, this is 14 different chocolates. This one might take a good 12 hours. So, so we're going to start anti-clockwise. So we're going to start with the dizzy praline, QP's request. So we'll start with the dizzy praline one. So there we go. So let's have a look. So I assume this is the dizzy praline. Hi, Rick. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Yes, I've tried it, Isaac. Yes, I've tried it. Yeah. Yes, I think I did a review of it, I think. You should be able to find it in the channel. Yeah. I think I got them twice, actually, as well. So I've still got them hanging around, I think. But yes, yeah, what did you think? Did you like them? Yeah, good to see you, Rick, by the way. Really good to see you. And yeah, I'll have to, as Andrew says, they do a massive Hotel Chocolat selection. So we'll have to do a 24-hour review marathon at one point for that. Yeah, they all do look nice. I mean, what we're going to do is going to do anti-clockwise. We're going to start with the dizzy praline and then go all the way around. So we'll end up with the caramel cheesecake. It sounds an interesting one as well. Yeah, it does sound very nice. So you can see there, dizzy praline, 70% ultra smooth, deeply satisfying signature praline, 70% dark. There we go. So quite a strong dark one. So I believe this is the one. So we're just on the cusp of. I do apologise for my nails, by the way. It's just this central heating and things, just playing havoc with my hands. There you go. So you can see there, looks quite nice. Very nice swirl. I think this is perhaps one we've had. I think in the I think we had it in the Easter egg one. I think. Let's have a look. So give it a bit of the old measure. It's 3.4 centimeters roughly. Diameter at the bottom, at the top. So I'm only going to probably eat half of these each because there's so many of them. 3.1. I say I just got around to 11 stone this morning, so I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not going to be after this, that's for sure. Yeah, and it's about 1.4 centimeters in height. So there we go. Yes. Eat a Mess was one of your faves, was it? Yes, yeah. Ah, yeah. I'm very. They all sound very nice actually. I must say there is a good selection here. There is a good selection here, very much so. Yeah, how are things in Canada, by the way, Rick? Everything going well? Yeah, thanks so much, Rick, for your donation, by the way, your contribution. Really nice of you to say. I know it's a bit behind the scenes and things, but really, very nice of you to do. I know you can do memberships and stuff like that, but Rick did one via PayPal, so thank you so much, Rick. That's really kind of you, really nice. It really helps the channel out and definitely helps support. I think me perhaps doing that Cuthbert and thinking about doing those cake comparisons with the M&S cake and the Aldi cake and stuff like that. So yeah, things like this. I'm going to do a big sort of selection from Aldi as well. Perhaps sort of look at that as well. So, oh, thank you so much. You've been in the channel for a long time now, and you keep popping up saying leaving lovely comments and things. It's always appreciated. Oh, you're from Scotland, are you? Ah, see, Alan's from Scotland as well, and Scotty when he's in, from Scotland. He'll probably turn up saying he's late, probably 5 minutes to go. But yeah, is the weather okay in Scotland? Everything looks sounds like it's okay throughout most of the country, I think. But yeah, so are you a big fan of Eat and Mess and QP? And I used to do a Muller yogurt Eat and Mess, which is very nice. So I'll tell you what I'll just move the camera down a bit, so I'll give this a chop. I'm just tempted whether to just bite into it, I don't know. To bite and show you the inside, I'm not sure. Apologies for all the messing around, I've got stuff all over the place. So yeah. We'll try and organise it. There's some cellophane, so let's crackle. There we go. Yes, right, that's there. Good. Got the chocolates here. Got the mouse here. The microphone there, which is perhaps in the way. Just try and move the microphone a bit. That's a little microphone stand. Hopefully you can still hear me. Tell me if you can't. Okay. Yeah, wires everywhere. There's something problem with this sort of stuff. Wires everywhere. It's hard to sort of make it all neat and tidy. Okay, there we go. Right, there we are. Okay, so give this a bit of a chop. Yeah, Colin, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Colin the Caterpillar and the Cuthbert one from. I'm going to try and I might do a comparison with them or something like that, I think. And that's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah, so we'll see about that. Got my trusty knife to cut it here. Yeah, that's what I think I might try and do though. Yes, yeah. It'll be quite interesting to do. If you can still get them, of course. I don't know whether they've banned them now or whether they're still available, the ones from Aldi. Yeah, a bit of an interesting one. Okay, there we go. Right, so just turn the colour down a bit. Okay, so let's give this a bit of a chop then. So what does it say? Yeah, so it's basically, it's a praline one, basically, this one. So, it's going to be a bit, okay, there we go. Looks quite solid there, look at that. Nice solid one. Nice, yeah. I mean, not too bad, actually, that. I'd say quite a solid centre. Thick chocolate on the surround. Doesn't look. It says it's 70% dark chocolate, but it doesn't look that dark, does it? But will it focus in on? I think it's focusing on these chocolates. There we go. Yeah, it looks alright. Nice swirl on the top. There's a bit of a thickness to the swirl as well. You can see it goes down slightly into the chocolate, so it's not just a printed pattern or whatever. Yeah. Okay, that's quite interesting. All right. I think no, I think I'd measured this bit at this point, but I think it does look very nice, doesn't it? It does look really nice. Yeah, I think you were saying you're still at school, didn't you, Isaac? I think you were saying. Yes, yeah. I hope it's going well, by the way. I know school's a bit of a pain, but hopefully it's going all right. You've only got a year or so left of it until you go to college or whatever, so, or whatever you end up doing. So, yeah, so just got to survive that little bit longer. Yeah, no, it does look very nice, doesn't it, Cupid? It does look very nice. I'll lift myself back up. I might just keep the brightness the way it is. Save me having to change it every time. So hopefully I might look a bit darker now. Not sure whether for better or worse. Yeah, I feel like it's just a bit too dark sometimes. But it look okay on my monitor, so maybe I'll leave it the same. Let me know if my face looks a bit too dark anyway. But actually, I've got YouTube on this side here, just up and I can see myself. I don't look like it's the wrong colour basically, so that's not too bad. It looks basically like I'm red almost, so. Oh, you want some chocolate? Well, what can I say? What can I say, Isaac? If only I could virtually pass it through, or actually pass it through to you, and so you could taste it as well. Maybe that's the future. Who knows? But okay, let's give this one a taste. I'm going to do half of it, as I say, because I think so much calories in this lot here. I think might end up dying otherwise. So yes, let's give it a go. I'm going to be at risk at contradicting myself from a previous review here, because I think I've done this one before. But actually, that's not bad. Very nice dark chocolate there, really rich as well. But it's kind of tempered with the praline as well. Hey Unreal, how you? Yes, how you doing? Good to see you, bro. I've not seen you here before. Great to see you. Yeah, smell-o-vision. They did talk about that for a long time, didn't they? I remember, and it never came to pass, did it? That would be great. Oh, I really would actually. At least you could smell, because they do smell very nice, these chocolates as well. That's the other part of it. This actually is quite nice. I'm not normally a big fan of praline. They're a bit so mundane and boring, and you kind of have it all the time. But I think it worked quite well in this one. This dark chocolate worked quite nicely with it. Now, as I say, I'm at risk at contradicting what I've said in the previous review, and I think these ones were also in another set we did. So apologies for that. Now, of course, I haven't eaten anything today either. I've kind of been saving myself up for this. So, of course, the first one's always going to taste amazing for that reason alone. So, yeah. But this one actually tastes very nice. I'm very impressed with it. The dark chocolate was really nice. The praline was, it's still praline, but it worked quite well with the dark chocolate, actually, I must say. I was quite happy with that one. And the dark chocolate was very nice. Quite thick enough and nice to taste as well. I enjoyed that one, and it looked nice, and it had I think it's just the fact that dark chocolate worked. I think it just offset that sort of praline taste with something a bit richer and nicer, because praline's a bit sort of hit and miss, a bit, and sometimes a bit too standard really. But that was actually very nice. I actually quite enjoyed that one. I think I don't think it's more than a 4, but I think you could stretch to a 4.5. But I think that might be me desperate for chocolates talking to give it that extra half mark. So I'm going to be careful this time, and I'm just going to say 4 out of 5. I really like that one. It was a nice dark chocolate, nice praline. Could have been a 4.5 out of 5, and I was very close to giving it that. But that was very nice. Yeah, I really did enjoy that one. Very nice indeed. Yeah, very nice. Oh, thank you so much, Isaac. Yeah, I'm really glad. As I say, it's lovely. All your comments have always been really nice. They're very much appreciated. So thank you. I'm really glad you enjoy the channel, and yeah, so thank you so much. Your support, your comments, things like this, always appreciated. Truly is. So thank you so much. You've always been a lurker, have you? Yeah. Well, I'm glad you finally bit the bullet and joined us today. I know there's a lot of people who basically do lurk about and stuff, but it's great that you could join. It really is, and yeah, nice to know. Put a name to the lurker, I guess. I don't know how you'd say that, but yeah. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's great. And as I say, I know some people don't like to sort of bring attention to themselves and like to just watch and things like this, and which is perfectly fine, which is lovely. So hello to all of you out there as well, and thank you so much. Yeah, so right, okay, so what we got now? Well, we've got, oh yes, that's it, we're going anti-clockwise, aren't we? So, okay, so I've been good, I've only eaten half of it. So we've got the billionaire shortbread now, which sounds very interesting, doesn't it? So, what does it say? I'll put it around the corner here. In fact, I've got it to, well, yeah, I'll put it around the corner. Right, generous with caramel, abundant with cookies, lavish with smooth hazelnuts. Okay, so an interesting one. It's billionaire shortbread. Those who, I'm sure you probably know, it's that kind of what's it? I can't remember the order of it now. It's caramel, chocolate, and biscuit, isn't it? In like 3 layers, basically. So this one's essentially replicating that. So let's just check we get the right one. Where is it? Here it is. It looks very indulgent, actually. Yeah, look at this. Yes. What order am I doing? Yeah, I'm going anti-clockwise, Andrew. So I'm going bottom left all the way around to top left, essentially. Yeah, QP recommended that one, so yes. Yes, there we go. So that's the order, basically. Yes, I'm not saving, yeah, because basically the far end of it was ones that QP fancied a lot. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Here we go. So you can see here, looks quite interesting, doesn't it? This one, if it focuses in. Yeah, look at that. So you can see it's like got a sort of hole in the top filled with stuff. So that's quite interesting, doesn't it? Yeah. It was on the cusp of being a bit too warm today. We can see it seems to have different layers as well. It looks very interesting, doesn't it? This one really does look interesting. Let's just zoom down then and have a measure it down there as well. Let's have a look. There we go. Steady. There we are. Yes, there we go. There we are. Lovely, lovely. I'll just move these out of the way. Yeah, very hungry today. Actually, I must say, I'm very much ready for these chocolates today. Oh dear, yes, yeah. So yeah, so as I say, it's always good to see people. I know everyone can't make every week and things, but it's always good to see you don't feel obliged to come every week. It's just when you can do it, of course, when it's convenient. But it's always great to see you. About 3.5 centimeters in diameter at the bottom. Height is quite flat at the top, even though well, it's not it's not bumpy at the top. About 1.9 in height. Yeah, is anything else? Nothing really is really. I think that's probably about it. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, right, let's give it a bit of a chop. Bit difficult this one because it might split all over the place. Okay. Right, so you can see again, did it say it was a praline? It seems to sort of just move this out of the way so we'll start focusing in on it all the time. Let's have a look. See, it's another praline. Oh no, hang on, I was reading the wrong one. Okay, generous with caramel, abundant with cookies, lavish with smooth hazelnut. Okay, well, all right. So is that just a smooth hazelnut? It's just hazelnut praline then? Is that the gist of it? It's the way it looks to me, doesn't it? And you'd say it's lavish with cookies and things like this. It doesn't seem to be that lavish with them, does it? I think you'd say it seems to be. So they only go slightly down to an extent from it. It doesn't really want to focus in for whatever reason. What it's focusing on if it's not focusing on the chocolate. But you can see only at the top is where they go to. Might be the plate really. Let's just move the plate. Yeah, there we go, a bit better. So you can see they don't really go that far down, do they? These cookie pieces and things like this. I don't know where. Yeah, there's only a bit of them at the top. So I'm not sure the lavish with cookies and things like that is really that accurate. Let's say generous with caramel. Where's the caramel as well? Is that just a bit on the top? Might have a taste though. Might have a taste. How much is it? Well, Isaac, I got this one on offer basically. It's the same as the everything box though, as I said at the start. They do a Mother's Day one, which is this one, but they also do an everything box. And the everything box and this one are exactly the same. They just repackage it basically. So again, just for a quick show. There you go. You can see they're exactly the same. So because Hotel Chocolat can literally just swap the top. That's all they've done. Yeah, the rest of it's the same. They've just changed this part. Even the menu, as you can see, it's the same colour as the everything box. They've not changed they've not changed it to yellow. So yeah. Okay, let's give this a taste. Quite excited. It feels quite substantial, this one, but I'm just worried it's just going to be another praline. So we'll give it a go. Yeah, runny centres. I know. There's no real. Well, as I say, it's just a praline. I think. I mean, it's just a hazelnut praline, but we'll see. Let's give it a go. That's a nice not bad, Especially you think it's more of that centre is a bit more there's like a nice crunch to it. It does have quite a strong caramel taste actually, and I don't know. I think the middle was just like a sort of cream sort of. It didn't seem to be anything specific. I might just taste the I think it's a bit of a hazelnutty caramelly praline. I think I'm not sure. Has a bit of a flavour to it there. It's okay. It's alright, that one. It's not gonna. It's just a nice solid one. It's got like different textures in it. It's got like a sort of that crunchy bits from the sort of like the white cookie pieces, whatever they are. Excuse me. Has a sort of the sort of caramelly taste as well as that smooth cream centre and the chocolate on the outside. It's just got a few different textures, which is what's good about it, and it has something about it. And it's quite substantial, even though it had a bit of a heft to it in a way. But I know you mean, Andrew. Runny centres, yeah, I'm a bit generally quite like runny centres. Although generally in all these selections, I've not been too keen on the caramel runny centres. So, but I can understand if you were looking for caramel, you might be expecting a runny centre, and that's not what you've got. You've just got that sort of. There is a flavour there. There's a distinct caramel taste, and it's not a butterscotchy caramel taste. It's a better caramel taste, I would say. I quite like that one, but I think it's not going to. It's okay. I feel like it's a bit of a jack of all trades. That one. It's not quite hitting anything amazingly well. It's just a solid chocolate. It's not unpleasant or anything like that. It's not just got a praline taste. I think there's a few different tastes going on there, so it's quite hard to detect if the centre is a specific praline when you taste it. I think it's a bit of a it's got a bit of flavourings to it, really. I think that's the gist of it. I think it has a bit of a caramel flavouring and maybe a hazelnut flavouring as well. Yeah, I think this one, you could argue it's better than the last one we tasted, but I think this one, as I say, is a bit more, doesn't really excel at anything, so it's a bit of one of those. So it is pretty pleasant. And I think for me, I think, I'm going to say 3.5 out of 5 for that one, I think. Which again, possibly sounds worse than it was. But I think, it was okay, you know what I mean? And I think, I don't know, it didn't blow my socks off or anything like that. And I think it was kind of, it just ticked a few boxes, but none of them amazingly well. But it was better than it was better than I expected it to be, having looked at it and read the description. But having looked at the name of it, I was expecting more, if that makes sense. So there's a bit of ups and downs there with that one, I think. I quite like the idea of I think the sort of the billionaire's shortbread, or what, a shortcake, whatever it's called. What was it actually called? Shortbread. You kind of expect it to be better than it was, I think, and it looks quite indulgent. Then we actually look at the description. I don't know, abundant with, well, maybe not. But when you look at the actual chocolate, it wasn't really abundant with cookies and generous with caramel. Maybe it was lavish with hazelnut. I mean, that praline centre, maybe, it was a bit, I'm not too sure. All right, we've got the Caesar next. So light as air, so another praline mousse piped into a super milk cup. Okay, all right, interesting one. I'll just remove the remnants of the last chocolate. So yeah, let's have a sec. Okay, right. So where is it in this one? Let's have a look. Here it is. So basically, it just looks like it's a sort of cup with a hazelnut on top, with a praline mousse put into it. So not too excited about this one, but it looks quite nice. You got some of these do have the Hotel Chocolat logo on the bottom. Quite nice. Yeah, is it sort of dark chocolate? Looks a bit of a dark chocolate, but it doesn't specifically say that. It says super milk, so I guess that's milk chocolate. Okay, yeah, good luck, Isaac. Good luck. Good to see you, by the way. Hopefully, I'll see you later. Let me know how you get on with it. Let me know how you get on. Hopefully, it goes well. Yeah, exactly. I think that's why QP have said go in anti-clockwise order, and she was right to do it. She was right. Okay, so let's go down to this one then. Let's go down. So this one looks a bit mundane. This one, I'm expecting this to be a very middle of the road one. I'm not a big fan of whole hazelnuts either. Obviously, if you are, probably add half a mark onto whatever I'm going to give this. Yeah. Okay, so we'll sort of measure rough diameter. It's not quite the same at the top and bottom. So about 3 centimeters at the top, 3.1. At the bottom, about 2.7. That's about 3 millimeters there. And the height of the cup, about 1.7 centimeters. There is a bit of swirl on top. I'm not going to measure the swirl where it's lumped up a bit. I don't think that's worth doing really. There we go, and obviously the whole hazelnut on top as well. Alright, so I think it's going to be quite a standard affair really. I think I'll just take the hazelnuts off if I can. There we go, yeah. So, I mean, I could measure the hazelnut, I don't know if there's much point. Let's give it a cut, just check. Yeah, I think this one's a no-nonsense one. It's just basically a praline piped into it, so there we go. Yeah, see if it can focus in on it. There we go. Yeah, it's got some little dots there in it though, a little bit of cocoa pieces or whatever. Yeah, see you again, Isaac. Good luck. Yes. Yes, let's have a look. Yeah, the top row, yes, yeah. This is it. I think the top row is where it's at, basically. Yeah, top shelf. There we go. Honestly. Yes, so there we go. So right, so let's see. So let's give this a taste then. Not expecting too much from it, but let's give it a go. Not bad, Just have a bit of it's a very much a dark chocolate taste actually to it for some reason. I mean, it's because these cocoa nibs are turning into whatever they are. There's little dark speckles, excuse me, that you could see before. They're basically quite sort of abundant in it, and they gave lots of little crispy crunches as I was biting into it, and it was actually not too bad. So you couldn't really see them very easily before. But you can see those little dark speckles, and they really are prominent in it. It just had a bit of a rich dark chocolate taste, even though it says it's super milk or whatever, and I had a bit of a rich taste to it actually. It was better than I expected, and the praline was just like a creamy centre. It didn't really. Was it hazelnut praline? Was it just a praline? It's as light as our praline. It was a bit different. It was a bit better than typical pralines. It had something a bit more interesting about it. As far as it was more of a medium for chocolates, basically. I mean, I'm not really going to bother with the hazelnut. So hazelnut's a hazelnut, isn't it? you know what I mean. I'm not a big fan of hazelnuts. If you like hazelnuts, I'll say add half a mark onto what I'm going to give it, I think. But the gist of it is, it was it wasn't too bad. It was, well, go on, I'll taste hazelnut. Why not? I mean, just in case they've flavoured it somehow or whatever. I'm not a big hazelnut fan, but well, you never know. They might have done something special with it. They haven't. It's a very plain hazelnut, that. Yeah. That's a weird earthy taster actually as well, more so than I've tasted in other hazelnuts. Yeah. Not for me at all. But very bitty. I might just have a sip. Yeah. Not for me, that at all, but I don't mind chopped hazelnuts. I can eat those, but whole hazelnuts are just too much. Yeah, so yeah, basically not too bad as far as the chocolate's concerned. Actually, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a bit better than I was expecting. The praline was a bit more of a. It wasn't a hazelnut praline, basically. I couldn't taste it at least. It was a bit more. It's just a bit more of like just a mousse. Yeah, just a mousse, just a medium for sort of giving you the. Just that fluffy texture, really, and it wasn't too bad. I think the main thing, as I say, was a little crunchy cocoa nib pieces, which really added to it, and sort of the dark chocolate taste, which I don't know where it came from. Possibly the cocoa nibs, I'm not sure, but it had a bit of a rich taste to it, and it was better than yeah. I think it was okay. I think for me, the hazelnut, I'd have to remove that every time. So I think it's another one close to being a 4 out of 5. But I think I'm still going to be a bit careful and give it 3.5 out of 5. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, that. Better than you'd expect because of those little cocoa nibs, which you don't mention in the description. Yeah, and you'd expect it to be a bit less rich as well. Had a rich taste to it, yeah. Not too bad. So what have we got next? The Florentine Isabelle. Sounds a nice name. The Bite of Florentine, okay. Over the Melt of Soft Praline, okay. So Florentine, I'm assuming that's like a cake or something. I think I've heard of it before, but I can't think of it. It looks like it's lots of caramelized nuts, maybe. So yeah, it looks very indulgent. As far as nuts go, this definitely appeals more than the last one, if that is what it is. Yeah, it's quite a small one though. We've got the Hotel Chocolat, the British flag as well. I say I quite like the way to get the British flag right. You know, the down, down, up, up on the diagonal lines. Over the ones on the left are down and the ones on the right are up. You get it right at least, so it's not just a generic mould. It works here anyway. Okay, well, let's zoom down on it. It looks an interesting one. Don't know again if this is going to be my cup of tea generally, but it looks an interesting one. Okay, there we go. Right. With the old measure-rooney. Okay. Right, so starting to melt a bit, as to say. About 3.4 centimetres. So at the bottom, at the top. Yeah, about 3.4 again, so quite a good square, that. You know, sometimes it's about 3.3, so it's not quite perfect, but 3.4, 3.3. And the height of this one, well, just do the height of the sides, the chocolate cup bit without the Florentine, whatever it is, about 1 centimetre. Then with all the other part, see, roughly about 1.5, so a good ½ centimetre increase in height with that. Okay, give it a bit of a chop. Definitely, I'll say definitely lots of chocolates in here. 14 different chocolates, so definitely aim for one person, I think you'd say, because you won't be sharing these with anyone. Nice and crispy. Ooh. So pretty much a solid chocolate. I think this might be solid. I'm not sure. It seems to be another sort of praline type, moussey type bottom there. You can see. Yeah, that's an interesting one, doesn't it? So there's definitely something in there. Sometimes I think it would be nice just to have like a solid chocolate in it, you know, because you think, yeah, you're sort of thinking, well, basically it's just nice to have solid chocolate sometimes, but they seem to intent on filling everything with praline whenever they can, which might be good, might be bad, really, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. Let's give it a taste, find out. Let's do it. Wow. Interesting. Well, interesting. A weird one, this one. Very weird one. It's like the top is very chewy. Very chewy, and it kind of completely separates from the rest of it because the rest of it's quite soft and melt in the mouth. And the top just completely, because you just bite into it and you chew in the top half, the bottom half just completely like goes away from the bottom half. Sits in my teeth a bit as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. This one, it's and it's sort of stuck in my teeth, I think, as well. So on the front of it as well. So apologies if you can see Florentine right stuck in my teeth. Yeah, very odd one really. That one. It was it doesn't really work together. The top bit doesn't work with the bottom bit. The top is very sort of hard. Well, not hard, but very chewy. You know, it basically, yeah, it's got a very chewy, because it's very chewy, and it doesn't really have a taste to it though either. It doesn't taste of like caramel, and I guess there's nuts in there a bit, but they don't really taste of anything. I can't shift that bit stuck in my teeth. Yeah, so it's a bit really yeah, too chewy on the top, and it doesn't have any taste to it either. As I say, I guess Florentine, I don't know, you'd think it'd have a sort of like, I wouldn't say it's strongly tasted of hazelnut or whatever the nuts are. I assume it's hazelnut. It just really didn't. It didn't really taste of caramel either. It just didn't really have much of a taste. The bottom it was quite nice. It's quite smooth and lovely, but it's just still just a praline really. So a bit of a weak one, this one definitely. Let's choke that. I think it was definitely. I think for me, probably, well, it's definitely, I don't know, is it? I wouldn't say that was a particularly strong chocolate at all. I think for me, that one, yeah. If you like hazelnuts, you might be able to add half a mark for this one, but I don't know, I think that was quite weak, that, to be honest with you. I'm going to say below average, 2 out of 5, that one. Just no taste to the top. Chewy, but that's it. No, I'd say no caramel taste, no nut taste really either. Maybe a slight taste. The bottom of it was very smooth, didn't suit the top half at all. It just moved away from it and totally melted in the mouth straight away. And you're left with this chewy top bit. Like the chewy caramels in everything else that you've ever tasted, it just tastes better than that one. Disappointing, that one. Yeah, bit of a rubbish one. Obviously there might be a market for it. Some people might really like that. If you like hazelnuts, I might even say don't add half a mark on, because I couldn't really even taste them. You know, it was just chewy. It was just chewy, and I like chewy caramels. I'm very much a fan of those. But that one, it just didn't have any taste to it. So you know, it's just chewy. You know what I mean? And I think you'd be expecting some kind of chew from that. It looked quite nice though, but just really wasn't very interesting at all. Struggling actually to wipe up this chocolate. Actually, my mum used to be really good at doing this. She could just wipe stuff up and pick everything up. I don't know if she did it with a wipe, like when she was wiping a surface or something. And I can't do it. I've tried forever. I remember my brother saying, you know, I don't know how she does that. I just can't do it. So basically, you're wiping stuff, you're just moving things around the plate, you know. Whereas my mum could actually pick things up somehow. It must be the way she handled it. I don't know. Still, I've tried to copy that, and I can't. But there we go. So there we are. Right. Let's have a see. Let's have a look. So we've got this one, Going Nuts. Okay, so another nutty one. So we'll say Hazelnut Crunch, surprise, surprise. Melting Praline, surprise, surprise. And Super Milk again, double sealed in Super Milk. Now we still have no idea what this Super Milk is. What does it mean, Super Milk? I mean, it sounds like a Super Milk chocolate. Does it mean a very milky milk chocolate? All chocolates in this box may contain peanuts, tree nuts, nuts, milk, soya, all this other stuff. And it contains alcohol, artificial flavours. Caution, although every care has been taken to remove fruit stores from nutshells. And nutshells, oh, okay, some of them still remain, okay. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to say what Super Milk is, though. Let me know if you know what it is, or if you're able to look while I'm here. No idea, Super Milk. Assuming it's like a very, I would expect it to be a very milky milk chocolate, but having looked at it, it looks to me more like a dark milk in my eyes. You know, yeah. Because the other one, as I said, had Super Milk and tasted a bit dark, rich as well. And you can see this one here it's there, bottom, second from the right on the bottom row. It has like it looks to be a red line across it, but I'll show you in a second. The actual chocolate doesn't have red on it at all. Let's have a look if we can get it. Looks an interesting one. So here we go. Yeah, I mean, maybe it looks a bit more red on the menu, doesn't it, than that? It's clearly got 2 whole hazelnuts in there as well. Yeah, not sure. I'm not sure on the design of this one at all. It looks a bit, I don't know. Yeah, not sure. Not convinced by the design of this one. Yeah, not sure what to make of that. I'm sure you could put some kind of caption against it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Well, if obviously, yeah. All right. So let's move down a bit, see what it's give it the measure and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure it said, did it say chopped hazelnuts? Looks like it's whole hazelnuts to me. So let's have a look. Let's have another check. Hazelnut crunch. Okay, well, all right. Well, that's not what I'm expecting from a hazelnut crunch, that's for sure. 2 massive whole hazelnuts. Let's have a look then. I like the way that the chocolate is all kind of all part of it, so it's like encased, enrobed in chocolate. Oh, totally. It does have tire tracks at the bottom, this one. The only one so far that's got that. We've along the conveyor belt or whatever. Yeah. Nice pattern though. Nice conveyor belt. Okay. Let's have a try. Okay, about 3.4, 3.5. Diameter at the top, at the bottom. Just about 3.2, 3.1, depending on how you do it. I mean, if you do it at the very bottom, yeah, it's about 2.9, but it's difficult to measure. So yeah, don't know. Depends how you do it, because it says that little lip at the bottom. So if you can just get it there, but yeah, hard to do that. Okay, and height with the hazelnut, whatever it is, about 2.2. Let's go up about 3 millimeters. Okay, let's give it a chop. Chop down the middle. Why not? Yeah, I'll do it in diagonal chop. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so whole hazelnut. So basically, it's hazelnut with praline. I think is the gist of it. 2 whole hazelnuts though. You don't normally get 2 whole hazelnuts in these chocolates, so that's quite interesting. A bit different. So there is that. So I think this is a hazelnut lover's dream. I think. It's not going to be mine, I don't think. I can tell you that. But hazelnut crunch, melting praline, double sealed in super. Double sealed. Okay. Don't know why it's double sealed. It does seem to be a bit more chocolate surrounding the hazelnut, so maybe that's what it means by that. Unless that's just gone down from the top, but it seems to be inside it. So unless the hazelnut was encased in chocolate as well, I think super milk for me, it sounds like it's a dark milk basically. And looking at it and the taste of it, I think it's dark milk. I think super milk's a stupid name because it makes it sound like it's more milky than anything else. But we'll give it a taste and find out. All right, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to taste one of the hazelnuts here. So let's do it. Let's give it a taste. It's definitely dark milk. It's a very rich taste. I mean, it's the same old stuff here, really. It's that sort of praline-y centre, you know. It's not too dissimilar to the first one, I don't think. But obviously, no, I think the first one, yeah, it's basically very similar to the first one, but this one's got hazelnut taste into it. I think that detracts from the actual sweet praline taste. It sort of like balances with the sort of dark milk. Although having said that, the first one was just dark chocolate, so I think the first one was better. This one's like let's say more of a dark milk taste. I don't know. For me, it doesn't really work as well. I think the hazelnut praline or whatever, it's kind of in conflict. I think with the dark milk and the hazelnut, you've got these 3 different tastes going on that are all quite strong flavors. I don't know. They don't really work well together. I don't think. I'm not a big fan of hazelnuts anyway, but this hazelnut tasted okay. It wasn't as bad because, as I say, the other flavors helped mask the intense hazelnut flavor that I got from just eating it on its own before. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't work very well for me, this one. I think it's just, I don't know. It's too much. There's too much going on in there. If it was just hazelnut one, as I say, I don't think I'd be particularly big fan of it anyway. I think the fact there is too much going on, it means the hazelnut's not quite as strong, dominant in it, which is good for me. But it just doesn't quite work as a whole, really. I'm just not too big a fan as a whole of it. Yeah, I think it's it's not worth the calories, that one. You know what I mean? You've got to ask yourself, is it worth the calories sometimes? And average chocolates, I think are worth the calories. If you'd rather not have it, because you'd rather spend the calories on it, and I think that's probably just off the top of my head now. I've not really come with that before. It's probably something that means it's less than average. I think an average chocolate, you wouldn't mind eating it. I think that one I would rather not have it. Yeah, I think it's better than the other one. I don't know, where is it? Yeah. It's not so bad, but I think I'm not gonna go around with half marks for this one. I think it's still a 2 out of 5 for me. It's still a below average one. I'd rather not have that one. Basically, I think even if you like hazelnuts, I don't know. It's hard to say really. Not being a fan of hazelnuts, I can't really judge what you'd think of the rest of it. But I just think, there is 2 hazelnuts to the whole thing. So if you're a really big fan of hazelnuts, you are getting the extra hazelnuts there. But it just didn't really have anything else going for it. It wasn't. I quite like the dark milk from before, things like this, but it just didn't even work in that respect. And the praline again, pretty boring, typical praline taste. So there we go. Yeah, gotta wipe the plate up because, as I say, I can't do it. Yeah, exactly, Alan. Yeah, I think that's probably a good. Yeah, I think it does make sense, doesn't it? Say if it's not worth the. As I say, if you'd rather not have it and things, it's not worth the calories. I think that's the way forward, isn't it? As I say, I mean that's got to be worth the calories, hasn't it? And if it's not, then I think that's probably what is below average. I think so. It's a good that's a good metric. Yeah, there are Andrew, and that's another thing we noticed. Maybe you would have known anyway, but I certainly noticed from doing these live reviews. Truffles are all over the place. There's so many of them. I don't know. I think there's something to be said for just having solid chocolate sometimes. It's quite nice just to have a solid chocolate. If the chocolate's nice, then having just a solid chocolate isn't a bad thing. So I don't know. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's just to lower the calories down, going down too quickly. I'm not sure. Yeah, fruit creams and caramel. Yeah, same here, Andrew. Same here, really. There's definitely not enough of them, and you'd think they're definitely something that makes something stand out and be a bit special, isn't it? Like different types of flavours and things. Whereas if it's all just pralines, it's all the same flavour. Okay, so I'm not a big alcohol fan. So this is one with champagne in it. So again, you probably add perhaps half a mark or something. But it says it's another truffle, so it's a praline truffle noisette. It's the same old story. Basically, so we'll see. So it's another praline type one. Yeah, Master chocolate assortments of your a block of dark chocolate. Yeah, triple or something. Yeah, that's quite a nice thing. That's an interesting idea. And again, I think just simple things like that they don't do they? Where you just have just a block of either multicolored chocolate or whatever, or just multi chocolate one, like white, milk, and dark, or they're all together or separately. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just a simple idea, just something different to have, isn't it? Don't know why I don't do it. There we go, got this one here, the champagne one. So again, if you love champagne, I think you can add half of it. I'm not a big alcohol person, really. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not generally. It does have that typical champagne truffly look to it. It always seems to have this dusty on the outside. See, it's got like a flat bottom so you can stand it up. Interesting one. Okay. But again, I'm just thinking it's just going to be a flavoured truffle, Yeah, so we'll see what the top row brings anyway. I think that's definitely where it's at. Yeah, let's have a look then. Okay, let's give it a bit of a measure. Let's have a look. Okay, it's about 2.7 in height with a flat bottom. But from the other side where it's not flat, about 2.8. There we go. Alright, so it's pretty much a good sphere there. A bit fluffy. Let's try and give it a chop then. A chopperoonie. Okay, good. Alright, so you can see there. So basically, yeah, it's just a very thick sort of, almost like a Lindor centre, isn't it, really? It does have a sort of wine, alcohol-y type smell to it. Yeah. Yeah. Looks okay. I think it looks quite nice, doesn't it, as I say. So it's going to depend, as I say, whether you were, yeah. If it's in a bottle, yeah. Did they not do it anymore in the Marks and Spencer one, Andrew? Have they stopped doing it now? It's a bit of a shame, isn't it, if that's the case? Let's give this one a taste. And as I say, I'm expecting you know, I think again, it's one of those. It's going to have a prominent champagne taste to it or whatever, a wine taste. Yeah, yeah. It's just a splash of champagne. So it does actually have champagne in it, so it is actual champagne apparently. Okay, right. Let's give it a taste. Not too bad. Again, yeah, for me, I'm not a big alcohol person. It's got a very sweet, caramelly taste. That sort of truffle centre, very liquidy. Not too bad. Not overly sweet. It's not too bad. Like, as a non-alcohol person, that's not too bad. That one actually. It's not a massive sort of like overly strong alcohol that's sort of catching your throat and things. It's not too unpleasant. You know. It's quite a nice smooth taste. It's not too bad. It's better than I would have expected. It's not what I'd love. Again, you know, it's a difficult one. Now, we just mentioned before, would I rather have something else and not waste my calories on that one? Possibly. I mean, it's not awful though. As I say, because normally alcoholic chocolates are ones I don't taste particularly nice. But this one didn't taste too bad. I think you could definitely add half a mark onto it for this one if you're a massive fan of champagne. I think for me it's okay. It's quite a smooth centre. It has a bit of a caramelly taste to it. Maybe because of the sweetness of the champagne or something. I'm not too sure. It's not bad. I think it's not bad. I don't think it's a below average one. Actually, I think it was better than I expected. And as I say, the champagne taste was quite smooth. Wasn't too alcoholic, which may or may not be maybe a negative thing for people who expected a bit more that way for it. But yeah. Chocolate on the outside was quite typical. I had that sort of typical sort of fluffy, creamy. It's just quite a creamy taste to it as a whole. Yeah, I think for me it's probably I think it's quite typical. 3 out of 5 for that one. I think. I mean, you bump it up by a mark, maybe a half mark, maybe a mark if you like champagne. But even then, I don't know. I wouldn't have said there was enough going about it for it to be a 4 out of 5. I don't think. But it's a different sort of experience. It's a different taste than all the others. The praline had a specific champagne taste to it, so it didn't taste like all the others. So again, it was quite distinct. So not too bad. Difficult one as to say whether it's worth the calories or not. I mean, it's a new metric we've just come up now. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it might be one to say. It's on the cusp, really. It's on the cusp. Yeah, I don't know. I have to sort of think about that a bit more because there's a lot of chocolate sweet. Well, the problem with that metric is there's always a chocolate, almost always other bars that you would rather have. So you're thinking, well, hang on a sec. I've had this one, which is okay, but I'd rather have this. And if that's the case every single time, yeah, everything's always going to be below average, isn't it? So, you know, I think I've got to think about that, be a bit more careful with that one, I think. But so I'm not to say I would change any of the ratings I've had today or in the past. I think, but yeah, I think basically I would rather have other chocolates than that one for sure. It's not one I'd go to, but it's not unpleasant and it wasn't too bad. So I think a 3 out of 5 is fair enough, I think. But if it's one that's I just think I'd rather have just not had that and had something else, as in anything else, you know, a normal average chocolate. But that one, I'd say that wasn't that. I think that wasn't too bad. But there are better ones I'd rather have than that one. And there is an argument to be made: is it worth the calories? And I don't know, possibly not. But it wasn't unpleasant, and it had a taste to it, and it wasn't too bad. Whereas like that sort of Florentine one before, that was just a bit of nothing. That one wasn't worth it at all. And the one before it, the double hazelnut one, wasn't either. So difficult one. I have to think about that a bit more, but hopefully you get the gist of it. So yes, yeah, finally got to the top row. Finally got to the top where the good stuff's at. The good stuff, top shelf. Let's see. Cherry Deluxe, that sounds good. Kirsch Soaks, it's alcohol bomb. Cherry suspended in amaretto cream, double sealed. It says. What does that mean? Who knows? We had a double sealed one before, which was the Going Nuts one. I think it just meant there was just some milk chocolate or super milk or whatever it's called on the inside as well. Yeah. Okay, so another alcohol one, Cherry Deluxe. Yep, super sealed, whatever it is. Yep, so let's have a look at this one. A cherry liqueur, perhaps a bit more up my street, something a bit more about it. Let's have a look at it. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Okay, this definitely looks a big one, this one. Yeah, it's huge, this one. It's definitely I think it's probably the biggest one in the set. It's massive. Well, definitely one of them. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? It's got a lovely design to it, for sure. You can see at the bottom as well, there seems to be something there. Is that like a cherry, do you think? You can see that. There's definitely a dark spot there, isn't there? Focuses in, but I think you can make it out anyway. Yeah, so I don't know what that is, we'll find out. It's an interesting one, this one, for sure. I'd say it's definitely massive. Let's have a look. The height of this one is not quite straight at the top, a bit lopsided, but 2.3 centimetres, pretty much. And then the diameter, so again, it's not straight either, 2.9. At the bottom, bit of a lip at the bottom as well, so it's a bit cheeky, but roughly about 2.7, about 2mm difference. Did the height, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's say it's to the circumference at the bottom. Why not? Will be above that 2.6. So yeah. Okay. There's about 3mm, something like that. Well, let's give it a bit of a chop then. So this one does look interesting. Knife a wipe. Okay. Right. A taste of champagne. Oh, there we go. Cracky. Sorry about that. A bit of a loud noise. Right, so it actually has a cherry in it as well. Look at that. So it does have a cherry in it, which I think is really good. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're right, Andrew. Yeah, dark chocolate. Yeah. I think, yeah, I think let's have a look, see what it says. I think it's, amaretto cream doesn't say. Doesn't say. The inside looks dark chocolatey. The outside looks milk chocolatey. Looks like it's got a very thin layer of milk chocolate on the outside, but then a dark chocolate layer. So that's why I think it means by double sealed. So it's got a dark chocolate on the inside, then a slight. Just sneezed. That's me. Yeah, sorry about that. Sneezing. So yeah, it's got a very thin layer of milk chocolate on the outside, but then it's dark chocolate on the inside by the looks of it, or at least dark milk anyway. You got that cherry, what was it called? The amaretto cream. Looks an interesting one for sure. Yes, it's been double sealed. So double sealed's a bit of a con. Just means it's got 2 layers of chocolate, I think, but one of them is very thin. But nonetheless, I guess it is double sealed. Okay, right. Give us one take. Looks interesting, this one for sure. I'm assuming the cherry is soaked in whatever it is, kirsch, whatever it is, however you go about to. Let's just see. Does it actually say? Yeah, kirsch soaked cherry. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, right. Let's give it a go. Give it a taste. Interesting one. Let's do it. Oh, wow. That cherry basically explodes. With wow, it's quite a strong alcohol taste. Cracky. Yeah, goodness me. Goodness. Well, this one, I would say this one definitely gives you that hit that the champagne one didn't. I think the champagne one definitely, for me, like I was saying, I'm not too sure. At one point I said, I wasn't too sure whether you could really add on a mark or whatever because you like champagne, or because I think it might be a bit too weak for what you'd expect. But this one definitely has that alcohol taste. The cherry kind of explodes with that kirsch taste. You get it, and it really does catch your throat. It's very warm. That warm sort of catching your throat sort of taste. Not my cup of tea at all, really. But I'm not going to hold it against it because it is what it is. And definitely liquid in the centre. And I think all the different tastes worked well with it, really. I think it definitely delivers on what it's meant to. The cherry was really sort of, as I say, really was soaked with it. It just exploded with kirsch, basically. You've got all that warm taste. The amaretto dissolved with it as well. The amaretto cream really dissolved with it. The chocolate accompanied it pretty well. I don't think you could taste milk chocolate. I think that was a bit of a gimmick, that really. Same as double seal and all this nonsense. I mean, it looked nice though. The dark chocolate, as I say, I think you did get a bit of a taste of that as well. That little sort of slight rich taste. I think that worked pretty well. It's not for me at all, this one. I mean, as I say, it does taste of alcohol. The champagne one didn't really taste of alcohol. It tasted of something that you could say describe as alcohol. But this one had that alcohol, burning your throat. Not burn, warm. Well, for me, I call it burning in your throat. But people like alcohol probably say it's like a warm, spirits and things. So it's like a warm taste. Yeah, so definitely does it. I think for me, you could probably. I'm gonna, I can't really hold it against it too much. This one, I think, it is what it's meant to do, really, and I think it does achieve it. So, I think, I'm not gonna hold it, but I'm gonna say it's not really for me. I think for me, it's probably maybe a 3 out of 5. But I think I'm gonna acknowledge the fact that it does achieve what it's meant to with all that taste and things. And I think it with the kirsch taste, with the cherry being just full of warmth and the kirsch. I think it really, and I think the amaretto cream works well, the dark chocolate as well. So I think it's a 4 out of 5 for that one. I think I'm going to bump up a mark for the things that I know it's done right. But for me, as I say, it's a 3 out of 5. But it could even be higher if you really love those things. Maybe for you, if you love kirsch and stuff, it's a 5 out of 5. I can't really comment on that. But I think just as the fact that it just works so well, at providing what I'd expect it to provide, and the different textures and tastes, I think work quite well together. I think it's a good 4 out of 5, that one. Hard for me to know whether a kirsch lover or whatever would give it more, but yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yes. Yeah, dark chocolate and cherry seems to always go together, Andrew. I don't know why it is. Yeah, I think it does work well, actually. I think it is a combination that works well. I think cherry is quite a sort of indulgent flavour, really, and I think that's kind of why it works well with it. I'm not sure. Something about it. Yeah, something about it. Hi, Joe. How are you doing? Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. We're about to. You've perhaps got to come to the good part. We're just on the top side of it now. But yeah, I love that you could make it, Joe. I hope you're doing okay. You're probably on the beach again, I assume. Yes. just done the cherry kirsch, I think it was, or the cherry something or other. I think it's the cherry kirsch one. Yes, not too bad. If you like. Basically, if you like kirsch, I think this one's definitely a 4 to a 5 for you, essentially, if you like that flavour. For me, though, it's a 3 out of 5 because I'm not a big fan of it, but I have acknowledged the fact that it really does achieve what it was meant to do. I've given it a 4 out of 5. I think the different textures and things work very well with it. So yeah, not bad at all. So now we're on the Eton Mess. Yes, strawberry mousse, crisp meringue, high cocoa white. Okay, high cocoa white. So it's a white chocolate one, first white chocolate one, I think. Yeah, possibly the only one. I know there's another one with something that looks like white chocolate in it, but not sure where it is yet. Okay, so here it is. Yes, looks quite nice, doesn't it? But maybe you could argue a bit, I don't know, maybe a bit mundane. Eat a mess, by the way, Joe. I'm not sure if you know, but it's like a dessert, isn't it, really? It's like, yeah, does it have strawberry? I'm not even sure now what it actually constitutes. I think it's usually like strawberry, cream and something else, isn't it? Well, I guess, yeah, well, meringue. And strawberry mousse, I guess. But the strawberry looks a bit disappointing. It's very red on that picture. You can see there, quite red. Second from the right on the top row. But here, there's no red at all on it, really. It's like a very sort of, well, maybe slightly red, but you can only really see that from really zooming in. If you're looking at that in person, that does not look red at all. It looks more brown. Maybe under the right light, but it just looks like a sort of like the burnt corners of the edge. It's like a darker brown. It doesn't look red at all. It just looks like the edge of a flapjack. You know what I mean? But very disappointing, that one, looks wise. It's a bit more red on that one, especially from the picture. Oh, well, the kirsch one, Joe, is that one of your favourites? Oh, sorry about that. Well, it is available on catch up. It is available on catch up, so perhaps you could rewind a bit later and catch up. Oh, but no, very sorry. But I'm glad you could turn. Better late than never. That's what they say. I'm glad you could turn up. It's good to see you again. Yeah, I'll just zoom down for this one. There's 14 different chocolates in this one. Basically, it's a Mother's Day one. Mother's Day in the UK is a different date than it is in Brazil, but I'm quite sure of that. But long story short it's a copy. It's basically still available as another selection that you just rebrand it, basically, which is a bit cheeky, but there you go. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, so diameter at the top of the circum, diameter 3.36 at the bottom, 3.1. Yes, and height, I won't include the knobbly bits, 1.4 with a knobbly bit. And maybe an average nobble, if I can do it. About 1.6 actually, scrunched a bit. Okay, hi Rick. Yeah, fingers crossed this one's a good one. Yeah, fingers crossed. See if it's got that strawberry taste anyway. Let's get a bit of a chop. Well, there we go. Look at that. That looks a lot more interesting, doesn't it? Look at this. You can definitely see a strawberry centre there. Hopefully it'll focus in a bit better. You get the gist of it though. Just focus in on some bits in the background sometimes, like the plate or something like that, you know. Yeah. There we go. It's very strawberry, I think you could say. Let's just move the plate a bit. Has that made any odds? I don't know what the camera's doing. It just decides to focus in on certain things. Maybe it's the stars this time on the thing. I don't know. You can't tell. Oh dear. It doesn't want to focus in on it, unfortunately. Not sure why. Not sure why. Maybe if I let's see, cover it up with this. Will that help? Yeah, not really. It doesn't really want to focus in on it, does it? I'll try again in a minute when I lift it up, see if it'll do it when it's looking at my face, so I can cover my face. So there we go. Let's lift it up a bit. Oh, it's kind of done it a bit there, actually. It's focusing on the plate. Okay, yeah, an interesting one. Very much different on the inside for sure. Yes, that's obviously, as I say, I'll try covering up my face now, see if it works this time. Yeah, there we go. There we are. Lots of little bits in there as well. Definitely looks quite interesting, doesn't it? Quite indulgent. Yeah, shabby truffle, yes, missed that as well, unfortunately. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I don't think it quite tastes of champagne as much as a champagne lover would think. For me, I'm not a big alcohol person, you see, so the Kirsch one and the champagne one were perhaps waste on me to an extent, but I would have said the champagne one wasn't overly strong with champagne. It's quite a sweet taste. It wasn't very alcoholic, I would have said. But the Kirsch one was very alcoholic, really, and it exploded with Kirsch with a cherry. It was like there was a cherry inside it. Very, yeah. In fact, I've still got the other half here, so you can see there what it looked like. So yeah, this focuses in on it. There you go. Yeah, it's very nice. It wasn't too bad at all. There's the champagne truffle one. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically just a truffle, really, flavoured with champagne. So there we go. It was quite sweet as well. Had quite a sweet taste. Yeah. Yeah. Enough suspense. Giving you suspense. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a go. See what it's like. A nice white chocolate for sure. And the strawberry centre is very nice, actually. Very much. I think on the top I was a bit worried there wasn't going to be any strawberry taste. But of course it's all on the inside. The top half has a bit of a creamy taste, a bit of a crunchy taste, but not really anything else. You know, it's a bit of a meringue taste to it as well, but not too much. It basically mainly tastes sort of like a strawberry cream, you know. I mean, it's not bad actually. That's not too bad. I don't think it's I don't know. It's quite I don't think it's much different than say like you get like a strawberry flavoured Ritter Sport or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not too different. Yeah, being an assistant, yes, yeah. Maybe I should get through more of my selection. That's for sure. Well, with the Kirsch one, I like to think I still sort of gave it a fair review actually, because it did taste, you know, yeah. But yeah, it's difficult one. It's hard to say, you know. It's like hazelnuts as well. I'm not a big fan of hazelnuts. What can I do, you know? But yeah, hard one to say. A lot of these I did have hazelnuts in, but you know, yeah. I don't know, hard one to do. I tried to sort of be impartial, and I did bump up the Kirsch one because I knew it was quite, you know. Yeah, I think a 4 out of 5. I think if you like Kirsch, I think it was probably about right. You could perhaps add it higher, but there's always something not quite as perfect with these. I don't know with these chocolates. It's very hard to find one that's a perfect 5 out of 5. I think it's very difficult. And this one again is another instance of that because it's like it's got quite a nice sort of truffly, fluffy strawberry centre, and the white chocolate works well with it, of course. But I think the top there's not enough crunch on it. You know, there's hardly any meringue bits on top. I feel like there could be more of it. It's got quite a nice strawberry flavour to it. And it works well with the white chocolate, as I say. The white chocolate's not too bad. But again, you know, I don't know. I remember Cadbury's Dream did one, you know, before it got discontinued. They did like a strawberry flavoured one. I'm just trying to think if that would be any better than that, really. You know, it's been a long time since I tasted that, but I would have said it was much better. You know, it was quite a standard. It was okay. You know what I mean? It was okay. Definitely one of the better ones in the set so far. But I don't think it was kind of like the outstanding flavour that you'd expect it to be. There's not enough crunch in it. Strawberry was okay, but you know, nothing you'd not really tasted before in just a regular chocolate bar. You know, it's got a strawberry centre with it's hard to find a white chocolate with a strawberry middle, of course. But there are various Ritter Sport bars and things that have like a creamy sort of flavoured centre, and I think they manage it about the same, really. It's quite nice because it's a small package, so you're not, it's not too creamy. I think if it was bigger than that, it would be a bit too much for me. It would catch my throat and things. It's a high 3.5, a low 4. I'm going to give this one the benefit of the doubt because it is a white chocolate. It does stand out a bit more. I think it needs a bit more crunch though, so it is quite a low 4 out of 5 basically. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you understand where I'm coming from with all that. Yeah, the pralines as well. Andrew was saying before, and I think we've always said in these chocolate reviews, in these selections, pralines just everywhere in these selections. They're just all over the place, and he always seems to just throw a hazelnut in and make something hazelnut flavoured or whatever. Yeah. Oh, the chocolate. I've still got my old pack. I think you might have seen in the stash watch the other week. But it's good that they're doing that because I never reviewed them the first time around, and you just went, yeah. I just never got round to them, so yeah, that's quite good. But it doesn't. Yeah, I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? Can't say I blame them really. Yeah, honestly. Okay, so we've got the next white chocolate offering here. So it's let's have a look. Carrot. Well, it's not. Is it not white chocolate? Carrot cake. Okay, a national treasure, reinvented with real carrots and walnuts. It really works. Walnuts this time. Okay, right, interesting. So it's not white chocolate. I don't think, or maybe, well, I don't know. Here it is. So it's got like orange spots on. Okay. Got like vanilla pieces in as well. Obviously in a cup of milk chocolate. Hotel Chocolat symbol on the bottom, which I do quite like the way they do it, and even the C as well. I think, is that meant to be a C or just a swirl? Yeah. I seem to want to focus in this time. I think you could see the C in it and the H as well. It doesn't seem to focus in sometimes. I don't quite know why that's the case, but there we go. Yeah, nothing I can do about it. There you go. There you are. CH. Okay, let's slow myself down. Yeah, it does make me wonder whether lots of these other, like these chocolate selections and things, will start using chocolate orange, or whether it's just literally just a flash in the pan, where it's not worth them doing the bother. Because they tend to keep them the same for quite some time, don't they? So you can see this one's not really it's a funny shape really. You can see it's kind of, it's going to be difficult to measure it, but we'll do the height. About 2.2 centimeters in height. I'll do the diameter where it's roughly round at the top, I think. About 3.1 centimeters, 3.05. Yeah, it's a bit knobbly, a bit difficult to really measure this one, I think. But I'll do it from the widest point to the widest point. It's nobbled out a bit, so it's about 3.09. A bit wider. Yeah, at the bottom, about 2.5. And yeah, 2.52 this time, about the same. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, do you have carrot cake in Brazil, Jow? Which is very strange. Well, you can get parsnip cake as well in the UK. Interesting one. It's not too bad actually. It's better than you'd think it would be. Is the gist of it. But it's still, it's still carrot cake. And there you go. Look at this. This one does look interesting. Look at this one. Definitely a step up from the others. It's got like a, wow, look at that. I mean, that definitely looks a step up from all the others, doesn't it? The others have all been quite mundane. This is what I mean about some of them are just quite mundane, don't really have the wow factor. This one you could definitely say has a lot of different textures and flavours and looks to it just by looking at it. You've got the vanilla from the white chocolate at the top, which I assume is white chocolate. Then you've got that sort of probably a walnut praline or something. I'm not sure. It says it's got walnuts in it. I can't see any. And you've got the sort of the carrot flavoured mousse or whatever it is at the bottom. So you see what I mean? This one definitely looks like they've pushed the boat out a bit more. For sure. Yeah. So you have to be aware some of them are just quite mundane, really. Even Eat a Mess, you would say, was a bit, not quite as exciting as it could have been. Right. Okay, but was a cut above some of the others. All right. So apparently it's got walnuts in. Let's just have another read of the ingredients just to check what we're up against. National treasure, reinvented real carrots and walnuts. It really works. Okay. Well, I don't know what the walnut is. It doesn't mention it's got white chocolate. It doesn't mention the praline, whatever it is. Looks an interesting one. Does it taste nice? Let's give it a go. Wow. Mm. Very carroty, but very gingery as well. It's got like a, or cinnamony, one of the other. I think cinnamon actually. I can't taste no solid walnuts anyway. It tastes quite gingery, speculoosy. It's got that sort of, or cinnamony. I'm not sure what the flavour is. Cinnamon maybe. That's what it tastes more of than carrots actually. I would say it's very much it tastes more like speculoos than carrots, to be honest with you. I think at first I sort of thought, oh, carrots, but then when I thought about it, it's actually more of a speculoos flavour. Imagine eating a Twix speculoos or anything like that, Lebkuchen, things like this. It tastes like that. It doesn't really taste like carrots actually. Very interesting. I don't know how they'd manage that. Just taste the bottom bit again. Yeah. Doesn't taste like carrots at all. I don't know if it might be that sort of speculoosy taste is somewhere else. Slightly there. I think it's in the higher up parts. It might be the bits that I've said with vanilla or whatever. Maybe it's sort of bits of cinnamon. I don't really know. The sort of the orange sort of look to it didn't taste particularly carroty at all. Even when I bit it specifically, it had a bit of a spicy flavour, but not really carrot. And then it's the top bit I think has lots of, let's say, cinnamony or whatever. Hi Isaac, how you doing? Did the test go okay? Hope you did all right. Yeah, let us know. Glad you could make it back. Yeah, so it tasted like speculoos. If you eat the whole thing as a whole, it just tastes like that. With like a creamy bottom bit, a bit of white chocolate. But basically, yeah, the predominant taste was a speculoos flavour. When I specifically bit the orange part at the bottom, it didn't really taste of carrot for sure. It had something in it that gave it a bit of a taste, but maybe like a smaller amount of speculoosy taste. But it was definitely not carrot really, so I'm not sure what to make of that one. I don't know. I don't think my taste palate's that off. I've had carrots before and I know what they taste like, and I quite like them. But that's yeah, I don't know. It looked orange. It was orange. That's about it really. Yeah. So it wasn't unpleasant though. It's quite nice. But basically, imagine eating a speculoos flavoured something, like a cream, with a bit of white chocolate, and that's what you've got. So a hard one to rate that one. It wasn't bad. It tasted okay. Very different than all the others, but it's definitely mislabeled. Nothing like carrot cake. Nothing like carrots. Everything like speculoos. So how do you rate that? As a speculoos chocolate, it was very nice. A 4 out of 5, I think. But I think the fact it's meant to be carrot cake. How do I rate that? It tastes nothing like carrot cake. It tastes nothing like carrots. It tastes nothing like cake. I don't know. No walnuts in there. I could not take. I mean, I don't think I'd be a walnut fan. I certainly couldn't. I don't know if walnuts taste of speculoos. If that's the case, then there we go. They're there. But I doubt it. I've not had a walnut for ages. Actually, walnut whip is the last time I had one. And I'm quite sure that they don't taste like speculoos. I don't know what to rate that. I really don't. It's not. It's a speculoos chocolate. It's a 4 out of 5, but it's really nothing like a carrot cake at all. I think. I don't know whether to mark it down or not really. Not sure. I think it's a 4 out of 5 for taste, but it's a 3.5 out of 5 because of the fact it's just nothing like a carrot cake. I mean, it's still not unpleasant. I can't say it's below average or anything like that, but it really was nothing like a carrot cake. It had orange in it. There might be real carrots in there somewhere, but you certainly can't taste them. So, yeah, there you go. That's it's yeah. I don't know. It's very difficult when something tastes nice, but it completely misses the mark. I mean, yeah, very difficult to rate that. But it was nice. It was nice, but it really was just speculoos. So I don't know how they managed that. Very, very weird how they've missed the mark so much. Good stuff, Isaac. Glad it went well. Good stuff. Another one tomorrow. Oh, no rest of the wicked. That's what they say. But well. Hopefully it'll go well. Hopefully it'll go okay. At least you're out of the way after that point, at least, or hopefully they are anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah. Oh dear. All right, we've got another one now. Looks very similar to. Would you give this? But well, that's it, Andrew. I think it's a difficult one, isn't it? So far, I think there's a lot of variance in there. Lots of people, I remember my mum, for instance, she used to quite like a lot of different types, like the champagne ones and the hazelnut ones. She would probably really like this one, I think. And I think probably so. It's got to be for the right person, I think. I don't know, there's some people who don't. I think there's some people who appreciate the. I think ambiance is the wrong word, but the indulgence maybe, or the look of things. As a gift, I think these kind of things work because they look very unique. They have lots of different types of flavors in them, and they sound exciting. You know what I mean? And I think as a gift, they work very well. Because they've got all that sort of, they've got all those things about them, haven't they? And that's the thing with Hotel Chocolat generally. I think they just have that sort of wow factor about them generally. They look a bit special. They have a lot of variety. They've got lots of random flavors you don't get everywhere else. Even though I think that they're not that great generally, you know what I mean? I think they make good gifts. So yeah, I think it's a good gift. I think it's a good gift. I should do, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should cut them all in half. Yeah. That's what I should do, Andrew. Yeah, that's what I should do. Just to say, they've been Chocolo tested, Chocolo approved, whatever. And they kept all the ones that weren't. Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah, difficult one. It's a good point now, though, Andrew, about the gift side of things, because I think gifts are a funny one, aren't they? Gifts are something that sometimes people wouldn't always buy themselves as well. So, for instance, you wouldn't normally buy these. They're a bit cheaper, but like the Easter egg ones, for instance, you wouldn't. Well, I know some people might, but I wouldn't normally spend that much money on an Easter egg for myself. But as a gift for someone, like because you wouldn't normally buy it yourself, it is quite special. Then if you always wanted to try that, but never wanted to spend that much money on myself, and I kind of think that's kind of like with these as well. They're not too expensive, as in compared to the Easter, but they're still expensive what they are. It's still like £12, and I got these half price at £6, and I'd still say that was expensive. And I don't think there's much above these than say roses or something like that. Really at all, but these are a bit more indulgent, aren't they? And they've got more random flavours. Yeah. Well, got an interesting one now. Mousse au chocolat, the perfect balance of cocoa and cream. Okay. Right. Well, it looks a bit like the champagne truffle one. It's got that same thing, but it's got rather than dusted in like a white chocolate dusting, whatever it is. It's icing sugar. It's now cocoa powder, I guess. Looks very interesting. I always like the look of these ones. I think this one's just going to be a sort of very cocoa-y, chocolatey taste. I do apologise for the state of my hands, by the way. What can I do? It's just one of those. I'm wearing plasters all over the place, I think. Yeah, there we go. It's just a transition from different weather types and stuff like that. Does my hands no good. So you can see the sort of knobble at the bottom. Yeah, looks an interesting one, this one. A sort of sphere of cocoa goodness. I think this is basically just another truffle, though, really. The perfect balance of cocoa and cream. Okay, it's going to be a cream one, Andrew. Will the cream be too creamy? I'm not sure. Possibly. Or be a bit creamy. Yeah. Yeah. So would you gift this box so far? I probably would, Andrew. I mean, I don't know. It's because some people appreciate these different. I probably would. I still think it's a good gift for someone. Yeah. It's one of those. Really, it is one of those. No, thank you, Isaac. It's very kind of you. I'm not sure I'd go that far, but it's very kind of you to say so. No, thank you so much. No, I did. Well, you're doing very well to fit all those exams and stuff. Like you're doing a great job, by the way. So keep it up. It'll be worth it. Just got to keep it up. Do the best you can as well. And don't worry. Sometimes things don't go perfect, but I'm sure you'll do fine. I'm sure you really will. Yeah, but I think it's a gift. As I say, I think these selections they work well as gifts. They're not the best chocolates in the world, I think, but they have the appearance, they have the feel of something special. So I think that's the way it is really with these. You got to, that's half of it really. Okay, so the height with them, like I say, it's flat at the bottom one bit, so you can put it down. About 2.75. Now the other part, where it's not flat, about 2.76. So not much different there. I think this one's not quite as flat as the other one at the bottom. Champagne truffle. Although I said that, now I've done it again, it's 2.68, so I don't know. I'm not sure, I don't know how that's possible, how it changes so much. Yeah, 2.7, I think I was wrong. 2.74, yeah. I was wrong when I did it again. It must have gone wrong there. Okay, let's give it a cut. I'm assuming it's just going to be a truffle, a bit similar to the champagne one. Okay, dark truffle this time. Not quite cut it in half perfectly. There we go. Quite a thick surrounding shell. The dark, yeah, so very, going to be very rich, this one, I think, is the gist of it. This one might be quite nice, actually. Bit standard, because it's just it is just a truffle centre, really, I guess. But, you know, it's the dark chocolate. And it's surrounded in cocoa as well. Let's say, it does look an interesting one. I quite like that sort of cocoa dusting as well on the outside. I always get attracted to things like that. Let's say, what does it say? The perfect balance of cocoa and cream. There we go. Yeah. Let's give it a go. Give it a bite. Well. Oh, wow. Interesting one. What's coin the phrase? The cream is a bit creamy in this one. But it's a rich cream centre. It's not too bad. The outside of it, when you first touch your tongue, has a very sort of dry taste to it. It tastes very dry. That sort of cocoa covering, dusting, has a very dry taste to it. It's very strange. Yeah, you'd think it would kind of liquefy into sort of like a sort of cocoa-y taste, but it tastes very dry. It doesn't last very long because when you bite into it, you know, it's only on the outside. Unusual one, this one for sure. I think it is very creamy on the in the middle. It's a bit like a sort of Linda type sort of taste, you know. But dark chocolate, I would definitely say it's a very rich, creamy centre. It's not bad. I think it's not quite as sickly as a Linda. I think it's not quite as big either, I'm not sure, but it's not as sickly as those. I prefer it. I mean, it's a nice dark chocolate taste. I'm not too keen on the outside of it though, actually. I thought that'd be a bit I'd really quite enjoy, but it's very dry. Yeah, very unusual one. I'll just finish it off, why not? Yeah, quite bitter on the outside. I wouldn't say it's overly pleasant. The inside's a bit sort of, yeah, you know, a bit creamy. Fortunately, it's quite rich. I think that sort of counterbalances the sort of creaminess of it quite a lot. Not bad, that one, not bad. I think it's not perfect. I think it needs something else in it. It'd be nice if it had something else in it, you know, like your carrot flavour or whatever, whatever it's meant to be, or strawberry or something else in it, or a cherry, you know, or cherry cream, you know, like Andrew was saying before. You know, it's nice to have these cream flavours in there. Why are they not doing that? Why are they just... I don't know. This is the problem with it. I think this is our problem with it. They're just not. They're like... Things like this should have like a cream in it, or a caramel in it, or biscuits in it, or something. I mean, even if you go that way, a walnut in it, you know, that's not the way I'd go, but or a hazelnut, you know what I mean? Something else in it, you know, and I don't know why they don't do that. You know, for me, not a nut flavour, not a nut filling, but like a cream or a caramel. I think it would just give it like something special in there, and that's what they're missing. These ones, they don't have that sort of third wow ingredient, and when they do, it's not quite right. It's always a praline or something a bit rubbish, you know, like the carrot cake one had like a praline in it, or it just basically tasted speculoos. It just wasn't there, you know. None of them have that sort of third accompanying flavour or texture or whatever, you know. Some of them do, but never to an extent, you know what I mean? So they always miss out, and I think that's the problem. And I think most people would say like a caramel or a fruit cream or something like that, or usually add something up. And this one you've got like a creamy centre, so like a biscuit centre or something, like some crunch. And I think this sums up really what the problem with these chocolates are in many of these sets. Really, they just don't quite nail it. You know, they just don't. They have something like a foundation of something very nice, but they never quite bump it to the next level. I don't know why they don't do it. Yeah, so one of those really, one of those. Alright, so yeah, Minecraft and Roblox. You're very much a gamer though. I was considering doing a gaming channel, you know, on the side really as well, because I quite like my games as well, you know. Yeah, so, but it's just time. That's the problem. It is just time. I think I'm getting Pokemon Snap next, and got a few things for a Switch. playing what's it called on Xbox as well at the moment. I forgot what it's called now. Just started playing it. I can't remember what it's called. Outriders, that's it. Yeah, got a few other games to play as well. You know, too many games. I suppose not enough time. Oh dear. But yeah, so this one, I think this is summed up with the problem with these chocolate selections. I might have said it before. There's just not enough in them. You know, this one, I think for me, it's not bad. It's a high 3.5, a low 4. I think 3.5. I think. I don't think I could give it a 4. If you just had like a biscuit in there, just a crunchy biscuit in, or I mean, and I don't mean little bits of biscuit either, like they sometimes throw in with like one of them had little bits of chocolate nibs or whatever. I mean, a proper substance, you know. I don't know why they don't do it. I don't know why. It's as if it's a bit like the Emperor's New Clothes. You know what I mean? They just no substance there. You know, there's something there, but not enough. You know, when they do little bits of something, like this this is the next one I'm about to do. Yeah, it's got little balls of something on it. You know. Okay, you might be able to taste them, but they're so small. You know, just make them big. Just have big ones of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's the problem. Really, they just don't quite. Too. Just I don't know. Trying to be too posh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is that the way to describe it? Too delicate. You know what I mean? I mean, chocolates, you know, okay, chocolates might be decadent and stuff like this. But at the end of the day, you know, you want the flavour and you want the texture. You want something substantial there. And they just don't seem to realise that. They seem to just be intent on making them look delicate. And I guess that's like I was saying to you before, Andrew, with the gift thing. You know, they look the part, don't they? But they just don't have the substance. You know what I mean? I think that's the problem. Yeah, and it's a lot with a lot of these chocolate selections. Other than perhaps the one we did last week, the Tesco one, which really did have a bit more substance to it. But you know, yeah, you know, it did hit the nail on the head a bit better than I think these ones are doing. It's just why they're always one mark lower than you'd think they'd be. You know, if they just had something a bit more about them, they'd be one mark higher on all of them. Yeah. It's with the exception of maybe the Kirsch one. I think that one, if you really love Kirsch and things, I think that one probably would be really up there, you know, because I mean that does have a lot of stuff in there. I mean the carrot cake almost was, but it just didn't quite. It got the flavours wrong there, you know, and it just tasted a speculoos. So anyway, hope you got my gist of what I'm talking about there. Right, fudge sundae. Oh, go gooey. Rich sticky toffee, smooth hazelnut, mellow milk, smooth hazelnut. So we've got the praline in there again. Sticky toffee sounds interesting. Go gooey. Mellow milk. Okay, but we've got the crunchy bits on top, so I don't know what part of all that they make up. Because there's not many of them. You can see there's like one dark chocolate bit, and if that's the toffee bit, there's little toffee coloured balls. Then that's yeah, not great. But it's the same shape as that other one we did before, the carrot cake. So a bit of a funny shape. Got the same bottom. CH on it. Hotel Chocolat. So the swirl on it as well. Looks quite nice. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, hi QP. Hi, I thought you'd gone somewhere. Yes, we're on the top shelf now. You might have missed some of them. You missed the Eton Mess and the carrot cake. And me ranting on. We're just on the fudge sundae now. Yeah, where did you go anywhere nice? Did you go to Hotel Chocolat? Oh, no worries, no worries. It's okay, it's perfectly fine. Don't worry. It's one of those, isn't it? But it's nice that you came back. Thank you so much. Isaac went away as well. He had a test, but he's come back and he's playing Roblox and Minecraft in the background as well. Or Roblox, I'm going to pronounce it. Okay, so let's measure this one. Height, about 2.2 centimeters. Diameter, so a bit difficult with the diameter. I'll do it where it's roughly circular at the sides. About 3.06, 3.1. And I'll do it with a bulge out at the top. About 3.05, so not much different actually. And then at the bottom, about 2.56. Not right at the bottom, it's quite difficult to do that. 2.58, maybe it sticks out a bit. Not too bad, so let's give it a bit of a chop. Oh, see, really, yeah. Bit of a pain that one. I'm trying to think what I could suggest for that, really. Maybe you could, I don't know. Not sure what you could do about that. You could, well, obviously could keep it plugged in, which I'm assuming you would do if you could, but presumably it's far from the plug socket, so maybe you could get a very long charger Yeah, it could be the solution, you know, but then it's still plugged in, so yeah, it's a bit of a pain that. Oh, but yeah, phones are a pain these days, has to be said. They do go down quickly. I think, yeah, it might be one of those where. Oh, hang on, let's lift that up. Just this is the height with the knob on the top, 2.51. That's measuring with that black knob, the highest one there, with the other one, 2.39. Sound right? Yeah, 2.38. Okay, more than I'd expect. All right, millimeter high. Yeah, there could be the battery's gone. Yeah, maybe the battery's gone. They reckon these days to charge them. In the old days, it used to be, and you used to let them have to drain completely. I'm going to say the old days, 10 years ago or something. But nowadays, when you charge it, they reckon don't charge it above 70%, basically. Now it doesn't. I don't think it makes a massive difference, but it will keep the battery usable for longer without it sort of going bad. So maybe that's the way forward. So if you get a new phone, yeah, keep it like never charge it above 70% if you can. I don't think it makes a massive difference, but it is. That's what they say. But it could have changed. Who knows? Maybe doing a bit of research online. But that's what they said. But yeah, very deep, this chocolate. Some of them, the cherry kirsch one was massive. I think that was the biggest one. You can see I've got half of it left here. You know, about the same actually. It felt really big, but it's about the same height as this one. It's okay. Let's give this a chop. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Right. Not too impressed, but I mean, bear in mind the description of this one. Let's go back to the description. Go gooey, rich, sticky toffee, smooth hazelnut, mellow milk. Well, I would say if you're going to go gooey, I think you could definitely go for more gooey than that, couldn't you? I mean, there's just that bit at the bottom. And then we've got the typical praline as well. And then like a bit at the top. Two different types of praline maybe, or just a solid chocolate at the top. Yeah, so I guess that's toffee. There's not much. Yeah, okay, we'll see what it tastes like. Maybe it's a sort of a fudge fondant or something. Yeah, let's give it a go. Bit of crunch at the top, but again, like I was saying, you know, there's not giving you much crunch there for sure. Okay, let's give it a taste then. Right, fingers crossed. Let's do it. Okay, well, it's ruined by the hazelnut praline, basically. I mean, it's totally out of place. It shouldn't be there. Why has it got hazelnut praline? Smooth hazelnut. They basically just got like leftover hazelnut praline and put it in here. It totally wrecks the flavour of it all. You're just getting the taste of hazelnut. You know, you're expecting fudge and things and toffee, like a caramelly flavour. Yeah, you're just basically getting hazelnut praline taste. You know what I mean? That's the problem with it. So, you know, it's meant to be a fudge sundae or whatever it is, but as I say, you're just getting hazelnut praline. It's totally just shouldn't be there. That toffee sort of like cream at the bottom's there, but it's not the prominent flavour. Hi Andrew, how you doing? Glad you're back. Just doing the fudge sundae. Yeah, so you just got a lot of hazelnut praline in there, which is that middle layer presumably. So you got the toffee at the bottom, but the toffee doesn't have much of a strong taste, and it's just overshadowed by the hazelnut praline really. You get a bit of crunch at the top, but hardly any. So it's like I was saying before, it just needs to have more of something. You know, the crunchy bits at the top need to be bigger, like 4 or 5 times bigger. And inside the chocolate, why are they just at the top? And then why has it got this hazelnut praline in there? Totally out of place. You know, it should just be filled completely with that toffee. I mean, that's what it's about. And that toffee should contain the crunchy ball things, or bigger ones, you know, than the ones on the top. So again, it's just another one where they're just not quite delivering it right, and I don't know. If you like hazelnut praline, this one's not bad, but it's not a fudge sundae. Isn't meant to taste like hazelnut praline. So I don't get it. You know, it's very difficult to rate some of these because they're not terrible, but they're just not what they're meant to be. I really don't know what to rate this one. It's very difficult. Yeah, at least there's some liquid filling, Andrew, like you say, but unfortunately the hazelnut praline completely dominates it, so it's a complete waste of time. Why is the hazelnut praline in a fudge sundae? You know, you're just like, oh. It's the story of these chocolates, really. They're just the best ones just have ingredients or something that just totally doesn't work, and it ruins the taste. I don't really know how to rate this one. It's not a below average chocolate, really. It's probably an average one, but it's just completely, it's just wrong. They've just not done a good job of it at all. Considering meant to be like chocolate experts, whoever made this and some of these other chocolates really just don't know what they're doing. I really don't think they know what they're doing. The carrot cake and this one, I mean, as a taste, it's a 3 out of 5, I think. But for what it is, I think I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Yeah, it's not a fudge sundae. There's so much wrong with it. The hazelnut praline shouldn't be there. There's not enough toffee, sticky toffee. It doesn't taste that toffee-like. The crunchy bits on top, they're too small. If that's meant to be the fudge part, then there definitely needs to be more of it. Yeah, there just needs to be bits of fudge in there, and the toffee cream, and that's it. And then the crunchy bits on top maybe, but none of this hazelnut praline nonsense. Simple as that. Yeah, simple as that. The carrot cake one is very nice from the looks of it, but it just tastes of speculoos. I ate the whole thing, unfortunately, QP, so I can't. Yeah, so I can't show you it, unfortunately. It just doesn't taste of carrot cake. It tastes of speculoos, that sort of cinnamon taste. That's all you can taste. And the carrot part, even specifically tasting the carrot part, what I assume is the carrot part, it doesn't taste of carrot. So it looks great, but like with this one, it's just not. It just misses the mark completely. Have I played Minecraft, Isaac? Well, my friend tried to get me to play Minecraft, but I declined because I didn't have much time, and I knew it was a time sink. Yeah, so I just couldn't start it. Unfortunately, I did want to play it, but I just don't have the time. Yeah, I really do want to play it though, Isaac. Yeah, because it looks so good. Yeah, I struggle with a lot of games these days. What is speculoos? It's basically cinnamony taste. It's that sort of Lebkuchen, that sort of that's German biscuit you get at Christmas time, QP. It's a bit like that basically. Yeah, that's the gist of it. And it tastes very cinnamon-like. So imagine the taste of cinnamon, quite hard to describe, but that's basically the gist of it. Or if you have the Twix Winter Spice, whatever it's called, that one. Or if you've tasted what cakes can specifically taste like it. Hard to say. Sometimes Twix have done a special one, as I say, and speculoos or winter spice flavour. But yeah, if you imagine Lebkuchen, that sort of spicy flavour that they have, those Christmas biscuit type German biscuit things, it just tasted like one of those. Yeah. So that's nothing like carrot cake, I don't have carrot cake every day, but I know it has a carrot taste to it and doesn't taste of speculoos. Yeah. So yeah. Well, if you know where I'm from, Isaac, I'm from there. You made Blackpool? Wow, that's not bad at all. Well, with the tower and everything, that's a pretty good achievement. Yeah, if you ever come to the... well, I know you don't do the Discord, Isaac, but if you ever do, you can post the photos there. It'd be good to see it. Yeah, so, there you go. Good to see that. Yeah, bit of... yeah, a bit of funny one, this one. I don't know. It's very hard to rate something that just doesn't taste like what it's meant to, but still tastes reasonably nice. But it's but I think it's not an amazing taster really. This fudge sundae one and the carrot cake one again. It was odd ones. Okay, so the brownie. Well, this one I'm intrigued by. I'm always a fan of brownie, but whether it really will taste brownie, who knows? Maybe it'll taste of carrot cake. Yeah, we'll see. Nibbly cocoa rich pecan praline, sealed in 50% milk. So why has it got pecan praline in a brownie? Oh dear. I mean, yeah. Okay. Well, so it looks very nice though. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to show as if it was pointing down. It's not. So it focuses in a bit. Yeah. So I'm getting a bit of deja vu now. Really, the chocolates basically have just got random ingredients in. They've got they've either randomized the name or randomized the ingredients in some of these cases. So basically they're giving you something and they're saying, what can we call this one? Let's just call it the brownie, even though it's not a brownie. Yeah, Blackpool Tower, right? Yeah, very good, Isaac. Well done. Yeah, well done. I know some people have done lots of crazy Minecraft things, which is partly why I just, it would take me so long to do it. But yeah, sounds very interesting. But yes, I think yeah, you're right. It does look very rich, this one, doesn't it, QP? I'm just this pecan praline. I mean, I know some brownies do have sort of nuts in, pecans in, or whatever. For me, that's the worst part of them. I like it just to have no nuts in there at all. But I don't think a pecan praline is what makes up a brownie. It's more the textures, isn't it? It's the textures, and the richness of it, and that sort of things like this, So if this just tastes like a pecan praline, that's not a brownie, So we'll see. I'm open to be surprised, but unfortunately my faith in this set has kind of degraded a bit as time gone on because they've just missed the mark quite frequently. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see. Well, it looks quite nice. I think I quite like the bottom of it, the way it's been sealed that way. It looks quite smooth. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it, QP? I think that's the problem with this set, really. Maybe with some of these chocolate selections generally, they just, as I said, they just miss the mark, 3.4. They just fill them with pralines and flavours that don't really suit what they're trying to achieve. And they do like with the fudge sundae, just put little pointless sprinkles on top, expecting that to tick the fudge box. It's a fudge sundae, and all the fudge that's in it is like these little, like 3 different, millimeter sized spheres of fudge, or fudge crisp. So yeah, 1.54 in height. So at the top as well, I'll measure the thingy, about 3 centimeters at the top, roughly. As I say, at the bottom, it's not quite flat, about 3.3. There we go. I went to Blackpool a long time ago. Yeah, I went to Blackpool a long time ago. Not been for a long time. I used to go on. Well, I used to go to the pleasure beach, but I'm not really a fan of roller coasters and things. I'm a bit too wimpy for those. Yeah. But yeah. You've been to. I know there's a train that goes from Edinburgh to Blackpool, isn't it? I think so. Have you been to Blackpool much, Isaac? Got a dash. No, it's a bit of a long one this time, Alan. Sorry about that. Yeah, so many chocolates. Nearly done now, I think. Only 2 more to go. But yeah, thanks for watching, Alan. Take care and have a lovely day. So here we go. Yeah, so we've only got 2 more. A bit of a long one, this one today. But there is 14 chocolates. So there we go. You can see there. It's a bit of a... So it's got... presumably there's chopped pecans in there. Focuses in a bit, don't think it will do. There we go. Seems to be a layer at the bottom, which could be like a sort of, again, I think that's a bit of, maybe it's the praline on the top surrounding the pecans, and the bottom's like another type of praline, maybe. Let's give it a taste then. Let's have a see. Yeah, maybe one day I'll go back to Blackpool as well. Alton Towers and things used to, but when I say I don't go on much of the rides, so they're a bit wasted on me, I guess. And you can see the way the bottom came way on this one. It's obviously like a different, it's just solid chocolate at the bottom. Alright, let's give it a taste. Let's see. Will it taste of brownie? Let's give it a go. It's got a rich taste to it. It definitely seems to have a bit more substance to it than the other chocolates. It tastes very much of a dark chocolate. It's very rich, like QP said. I don't think it tastes of brownie at all. It tastes like yeah, it really doesn't actually. It tastes like just a dark chocolate with pecans. It's got a distinct pecan taste. You definitely get the pecan taste in there. Very much so. Yeah, very much so. But yeah, it tastes really just of a dark chocolate block with pecans in. It doesn't really taste of brownie at all. Again, it's not got that sort of, let's say, little, cakey pieces that give it that consistency. Why has it not got those in there? And it's a bit of a shame. The bottom half of this set, even though it wasn't as exciting, it met the brief of what it was meant to be. The top half has a lot more exciting names and flavours and things, but they don't work. They're really missing the mark on all of them. Like this isn't a brownie. The fudge sun didn't have fudge in it. The Eat and Mess wasn't too bad, but just didn't have much meringue in it. The carrot cake tasted nothing like meringue. The Kirsch one, I guess, did actually manage it, which wasn't too bad. But yeah, and this one, nothing like a brownie at all. Yeah, I don't know why they don't do it really, QP. It's the texture, isn't it? A brownie, I think everyone would say that the thing about brownie is the texture. So you would expect some soft, chewy pieces in there, wouldn't you? And I don't know why they've not got it. I don't know why they've not managed that. Very strange one. Very strange. Yeah, that's the thing they would aim for. Have they got the pecan part? And I know some brownies have pecans, not the ones I'm particularly into, but I concede that some brownies do have pecans in. And they manage that, and it does taste of pecan, but pecan and dark chocolate is what it tastes of, really. So it's okay. But again, I've used back to what I was saying with Alan before about was it worth the calories, and I'm not sure that it is really. I don't think it hits the mark as a dark chocolate. Definitely doesn't as a brownie. I think that what was it called? The first one we tasted was the good dark chocolate one, the Dizzy Praline one. That wasn't too bad. Yes, I think for this one, unfortunately, I think it's a 2 out of 5, really. Yeah, I think it's a 2 out of 5. Real shame, that one. I was excited about that one as well. I think you were as well, QP, but yeah, I don't know. Again, if I'd have tasted it as one of the first ones I tasted, I might have sort of had this sort of chocolate longing added bonus of half a mark or something, but I don't think so. It really doesn't taste of brownie at all. Yeah, and do I like arcades, Isaac? Yeah, I used to go in back in a bit different nowadays. It used to be all games in there because home consoles and computers didn't used to be able to handle the games like the arcades could. So arcades used to be very special, but nowadays it's more like just all novelty peripherals, isn't it? But I still do like them, but I haven't been for a while. Yeah, worth the price. Well, I got it for half price, and I think, well, the answer's probably no for all these, really. And I think that's the case with all Hotel Chocolat stuff generally. Maybe the slabs might be slightly different because I think they nail what they're trying to do a lot better than all the other stuff. But I think all their chocolates and things, I think they're more gifts. Because I think they have a look to them that's quite special. I don't think they manage it on the taste, but I think they look quite special and they're quite nice just to have and have the novelty of. I don't think they really nail the tastes on them at all, generally. It's difficult to say because, I don't. I'm a chocolate fan. What can I say? I was trying to say because there's ones like champagne and stuff, but I love chocolate. Chocolate. And a lot of the ones that I should work haven't done. So I don't know. I think they're nice to get as a gift for someone because they look the part. They look very special. They have lots of different chocolates that you wouldn't normally have, and I think as a one-off novelty, they're quite nice. But I think you'd probably not feel that inclined to have it again. It might be till next Mother's Day or till your next birthday or till next Easter that you'd have it again. And after a year's time, you think, oh yeah, I quite fancy having that again as a treat. But if you asked the next week, would you have it again? You'd probably think, well, actually, I'd rather have something else. And I think that's the gist of it. Hi, Shyam. Great to see you. Good to see you. No worries. We've been a bit of a long one today, so you might have missed it normally, but we've got 2 more to go. The claw machines, Isaac, honestly, aren't they really difficult? Well, I'm glad you enjoy them. Hopefully you don't lose too much money on them. Yeah, I love chocolate. Well, this is it. I mean, you love chocolate, but I think this one, I think you'd be better to, I think for taste-wise and things, Rosie's Quality Street are a lot better, You get a lot bigger tub, a lot more in it for a lot less money. But as a gift for someone, I think these are a nice gift, something different that they wouldn't normally probably indulge in. And I think that's what they play on, this company, really. Even with the Easter egg, that £30 Easter egg, you would never normally buy that for yourself. But as a gift for someone, you think, oh yeah, well that's something really indulgent, it's special that I would never normally have. It's a great gift, and then you try it, you think, well, it's okay, I would never buy it again, But there we go. So thank you, Sharon, thank you so much. Really glad. I'm glad you enjoy it. I love your comments, so great to hear from you. You always say lovely things. Chocolate churros. I do like chocolate churros. Yes, they're very nice. Well, especially when you have them. I've been in Spain once, Isaac, and I had churros and you dip them in like liquid chocolate. Very nice, very tasty. What chocolate you eat every day? Well, I mean, for me, it's probably just regular stuff. I mean, well, things like, I say Heroes and Quality Street, stuff like that. Well, maybe not Quality Street for me, but Heroes, Roses, things like this. Maybe your sort of, different little chocolate bars, really. I think they're the sort of everyday chocolates, aren't they? But I think for chocolate selections, probably Roses and things like that, I think. Yeah, Dairy Milk, yes. I did try to order Dairy Milk Marvelous Creations bar, because I wanted to review the regular one, and I got a delivery from Asda, but unfortunately they substitute for regular Dairy Milk, which is not a problem, but I specifically wanted it to review that one. But I do like Orange Chocolate Sham, and I'm trying to get the Tesco one. I have ordered it, because I think I couldn't go there specifically, but they've not delivered it yet. It's been over a week, so one way or another, I'm going to get it this week, and hopefully I'll get the review out soon. Fingers crossed. All right, so we've got the last two next, just two more to go. What have we got? Raspberry smoothie. This sounds nice. Pressed raspberries blended with cream, sealed in milk. Okay. Well, this one does sound okay. I think it's definitely one we reviewed before. I think in the Valentine's special one. A nice CH on the top with a dot. Yeah, let's go down, give it a look. Let's have a see. Yeah, I think this one, I've got hopes for this one. I think we've had it before. It don't remember sticking in my mind too much. Yeah, orange chocolate's nice, yeah. It's not too bad, I think. Are you a big fan of it then, Cheyenne? See, Isaac likes it. About 2 centimetres in height. Diameter at the bottom, about 2.88. And at the top, 2.49. I did the height, didn't I? But just in case. Yeah, about 2.04. Okay, let's give it a bit of a chop. So I don't know what this red topper will be. Okay. There we go, this looks an interesting one. I think this is a bit more like it. It definitely got something about it. It's got milk chocolate and like a raspberry cream in the middle. It looks a bit interesting, doesn't it, for sure? Let's see what the... Yeah, pressed raspberries, okay. Yeah, so it looks nice, but we have had this one before, so in the Valentine's Day one, I'm sure of it. Seems to remember being quite nice. There we go. Yeah, see some little bits there. Okay, let's lift myself up. The description by themselves, yes. I know, honestly, that would be. I think they do well with the descriptions, to be honest with you. But but just if you said if you know the name, they seem to randomly put. They seem to put in they just seem to pick a name randomly almost. It seems like a name generator or something. You think, well, let's we've got the ingredients here, so let's just randomly name it something. Sometimes the names are a bit more appropriate, but if they're quite specific, they're not. The film looks very nice, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Isaac, I can understand that. Well, I'm getting a bit full now. You know what I mean? They do fill you up quite quickly. But this one definitely does look. There's a nice looking filling. This one for sure. Yeah, let's give it a taste then. Hopefully this one will be nice. Let's do it. There's definitely more about this one. It's as if this one is on another level than the others almost. The other ones are kind of like, it's a different kind of chocolate. And you can tell it's kind of been designed differently. Either it's a newer one or in a different range or something. It's definitely, because it just has a different centre. It's not just a praline, they've got a different type of centre to it. It's more of a liquidy centre. And it really does taste like a bitter, tart, raspberry flavour. It liquefies so quickly in the mouth, and then you've got the chocolate on the outside. Probably would work better with dark chocolate, I think. But really nice. But again, missing like an extra third ingredient just to give it that little oomph, to make it a bit better. Oh, I know. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to have any dinner, QP, because I've just had all this, I reviewed the Orange Galaxy. Oh, the cookies, yes. I'm going to review them soon, actually. I was going to probably do them tomorrow, actually, Shyam. So they should be up this week, hopefully. Yeah. But I had them in the stash watch this week. So yes, it should do. Yeah, should do soon. But yeah, you're right, QB. Yes, I know this one. Well, yeah, I say I don't know if I'll have any room for any tea after all this. But this one was very nice. But it just missed. It had something else. If you imagine if it was the Eton mess or something. You had strawberry mousse, of course, but you know what I mean. If it was raspberry or whatever, and then we've had little crunchy meringue pieces inside or big pieces on top or something. It would nail it perfectly. So it just needs something else really. But as it stands, it's a very nice raspberry sort of cream centre. It's very, very tasty. Really did hit the mark, that one. It's not like a 5 out of 5 though. It is missing something else. It's literally just like a raspberry sort of centre flavour. But it was nice. It's not a high 4 out of 5, but I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. It's probably on the cusp of being a 3.5 to 4, but it's definitely it works, that one. That is what you'd expect. Yeah. It's just not got the wow factor. It's not got that extra ingredient or something to make it more special. You know what I mean? Well, that's it, QP. Something, yeah. If you just give it something else, just something, and just just to make it a bit more special. You know what I mean? It looks nice though. Yes. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, glad you enjoyed that one. It was a bit of a nightmare to review that one because I kept having to clear my throat a lot. I think I just just had to cough a bit every I don't know what it was. It was maybe a bit under the weather or something like that. So I had to keep editing it. So you notice there's little bits where I had to keep just to keep having to cough. So so yeah, there's lots of like little transitions all the time. So it was a bit of a nightmare to edit that one. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it was worth the time. But yeah, you're right, QP. They just need something else, or something appropriate to it. It doesn't have to be just a random thing. But yeah, I think milk chocolate, white chocolate would work with that for sure. Just something to give it a little extra taste or texture or something. But it was still nice. It was still very nice. Yeah, just it's just not got that 5 out of 5 feel. You know what I mean? But 4 out of 5 is still very good though. I don't want to. Always want to remind people of that. I don't want my and again it's a different scale. So for instance, I might give like Cadbury's Whisper or Whisper Gold a 5 out of 5. You might argue that the Whisper Gold's not really on the same level as some of these chocolates, but it's a different kind of level. You know what I mean? It's a different market. It's not quite the same as this. You know what I mean? I think these are like indulgent chocolates that are meant to represent a specific product, like a cheesecake or something. Whereas a Whisper Gold is a Whisper Gold, and it tastes gorgeous for what it is. So it's a difficult one. Oh, thanks, Andrew. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a bit of a long one, this one. I thought it might be when I saw there was 14 chocolates to review. Yeah. But we have reached the last one now. Have we saved the best till last? Well, we'll see. What is it? Caramel cheesecake. Well, it sounds nice. I just mentioned cheesecake. Maybe it's a subliminal thing. If you're going to do it right. Well, we'll see about that. Sour cream tang, French butter caramel. I think we have had this one before, haven't we? I think this was in one of the other selections. Was it in the Easter egg? Hi AB, how you doing? Good to see you again. I think you were here at the start, weren't you? You were here, you left a comment, and now you've just appeared, yes. Right at the start and right at the end. Oh, yeah, see. Oh, can you please start doing your live at 6 o'clock every Saturday? Oh. Well, it's a difficult one, Sharon, because basically, I don't know what. Well, you're in the UK, aren't you? It's a difficult one because I've got to kind of do it at a time that's. Well, I don't know. I have to see what happens really. The heat map on YouTube said that people were generally on about 4 o'clock on Saturday. Yeah, you're right, Andrew. Exactly. That's the thing. They've got that prestige, haven't they? And that's the thing. It's an indulgent product. Yeah. So that's it, and that's what branding does basically. But they look very special, and that's it. That's what they've got going for them, and I think that's what they're like. I think it might be when you're away, but that's what I said before. Really, they're relying on the fact that it looks indulgent, has that look and feel of it. Something you don't get every day. It is quite expensive. It's just something a bit special. But I think generally after eating them, you'd think, well, I enjoyed that, but I don't know if I'd go on my way to buy it, and that's why it's a good gift because it's generally something you probably wouldn't buy yourself. I do keep meaning to, yeah, see. Oh, yeah, don't worry. Well, I read it as prestigious, yeah, don't worry. Okay, I keep meaning to, Shyam. Yeah, I keep meaning to. I had them in my backlog for a while and he went out of date. So at some point I hope to do it. Yeah, at some point I do hope to do it. And thanks, Isaac. Thanks so much. I'm glad you like it. We've still got one to go. Still got one to go, but nearly done. But yeah, 6 o'clock. We'll have to perhaps I'll do a thing, really. It's a lot of people will be having the tea around that time in the UK, Shyam, so it's a difficult one. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, really. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I'll have to do, perhaps a poll or something, see what's the best time for everyone. Okay, so well, this one, here's the, what's it called again? Something cheesecake. Caramel cheesecake, this one. So I think I do seem to remember this one being quite nice. We did it before. It looks interesting. Let's focus down a bit. It does look quite nice, doesn't it? As I say, I think it was there with the Easter product one. So let's go down a bit. Yeah, I'll do a poll and see what's the time's best for everyone. Maybe 6 o'clock would be a better time. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, Jowies. That's the thing, isn't it? They've got that nailed on, really. They've got that nailed on. That's the selling point of the company. It's the gift approach, isn't it? The fact that they look so nice and unique and special. I think they can get past the chocolates not being overly perfect sometimes because they look unique and they look special, and sometimes that's all that matters. People, just like the look and the indulgence of it all. Do I like Bollywood songs? Well, Sham, to be honest with you, Sham, I don't really hear that many. I mean, obviously, it's just it's one of those where I do hear some in some films and things, but it doesn't tend to be in films or programs I watch, basically, is the gist of it. But not against them by any means. They always sound quite upbeat and quite fun, really. But I don't listen to much music generally. So it's one of those. 5 out of 5 The Last Chocolate. Well, The Last Chocolate might be a 5 out of 5. Whether the whole set will be, but I'll be surprised. But you never know. I do remember this one being okay. I think when we did it in another set. 1.36 in height. Now let's do the width at the top. About 3.3 at the bottom. About 3.02. Just check if it's the same at this side. Yes, it's quite a good square, so 3.3. Quite nice design at the bottom as well, if you can see that. The CH as well. That's a nice swirl. It's focusing in perfectly. I'll focus in a minute, I think, when I lift it up. Looks quite nice. I'll focus in a second. In fact, I'll give it a cut. In fact, no, I can't. Focus in after I've cut it, so let's see. Can we do it? Hopefully it will. I don't quite want to focus in, but I think you can kind of see it just about. If the penguin doesn't focus in very well, I don't know why it doesn't do it sometimes. There we go. Perfect. Rotate it, I can't. There you go, CH. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Nice pattern on top. Okay, let's cut it in half. Let's see. Favourite song. Well, difficult one, Sharon, difficult one. I quite like random music, really. I don't know. I've always been a big fan of the band Radiohead, but they're quite depressing, their songs. Let's see. But there we go. Look at that. It's got nice. Here you go, Andrew. As we were saying before, different textures and things, and it's got quite a strong, large amount of caramel at the bottom as well. Well, what's your favourite song, Sharon? You have to let me know. Can't promise what I've heard of it. I'm not in touch with music these days as much. It definitely looks quite nice, doesn't it? I think it's definitely got a few textures, and the bits on the top are quite large as well. These biscuit pieces, which I've been saying before, they should be bigger than they were if you compared them to the small balls on the fudge sundae. Right, so it's got sour cream tang, French butter caramel. So I reckon it's just going to be a butterscotch caramel again. But yeah, I guess the top. I don't know what the top is. Doesn't seem to say. Let's give it a taste. And this one should be quite nice. Let's say it seems to have more about it. Again, it seems to like it's from a different selection of chocolates. And well, it is a test technically, but it seems to have more about it basically. Yeah, can't please. I do like that one. It is good. I like a lot of their stuff though. To be honest with you, it depends what I'm. Yeah, but no, it's not uplifting music generally. I do like Calm Please. I like a lot of their stuff. I like their more electronic stuff as well. Yeah, I like a lot of their stuff. To be honest with you, I still remember the first time I heard one of their songs. I think it was which one was it? Street Spirit. I think when I was in the student union one time, and it just kind of changed my life almost because I just remember straight away finding out who it was and going to buy the album and things, and I didn't look back. Okay, right, let's give this one a taste. Be interested to see what the different ones are. Sour cream taste, French caramel. Let's give it a go. It definitely has more to it again. I was saying some of the others, It does have a very creamy taste, but it is a cheesecake. A nice crunch from the biscuit as well. It does taste of sour cream. I'd say it's not too bad, that one. I think that's a bit more reminiscent of what it's meant to be, for sure. Also, the chocolate, the ball bits on top were big enough. Def Leppard, yes. Was it Def Leppard with the one-armed drummer? Was that them? I think it was, wasn't it? I'm not sure they're from Sheffield. Speaking of Sheffield, I do like Pulp as well. Morrissey fan. Okay, see, yeah, I saw that article on about Morrissey and the Simpsons. Yeah, he wasn't too keen, was he? Which is a bit unfair, really. He's not right to. I mean, he is a sort of divisive person, I think, and he does have some strange ideologies, I think. And but I don't know. I think you've got to be careful these days. You can't just throw around labels at people. Yeah, so one-armed drummer, I can't imagine. He must do a good job there to be able to do that, honestly. I don't know how he manages it, but yeah, crikey. I know obviously he uses his feet for a lot of it as well, but even so, very impressive. But yeah, this chocolate, not too bad, this one, I think. I don't think it's going to, again, it's not a blow your socks off one, but I think they managed to nail the flavours pretty well. You've got the nice tartness of the sour cream there. It doesn't taste too sour creamy. It's more like, it's more like just a cheesecake flavour you'd expect, really. I wouldn't say it tastes overly caramel, but it's got a crunch to it. And it doesn't taste overly of well, it's got caramel in it actually. I tell a lie. It does taste. It has a caramel taste. I was thinking of the top part. It doesn't specifically taste of anything. The sort of grey bit. I'm not really sure. I think it's like a caramel flavoured something. Let's see. It has a bit of a tang actually. I was thinking maybe it's the white part that had the sour cream taste. Yeah, I think it's the top part actually has a bit of a tang to it. It's hard to say, difficult to really pinpoint the flavours there, but yeah, alright, fair enough, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt there. It's not the best. If you're going to do a cheesecake, I think there's better ways of doing it, and I think unfortunately they've just gone down like a caramel route, and while they've got caramel in there and it's not too bad, I think there's other places they could have had caramel in there to make it a bit more exciting. Like a cheesecake, you just make it like a raspberry one or something, or I don't know, just have all these nice fruity fillings and make it interesting, I think the caramel one could have easily gone elsewhere in the brownie one, well, maybe not in the brownie one, but in a lot of the others, like the, I was saying before, this Hotel Chocolat, whatever it was, just something just to give another one a bit more of an oomph. I think this was the wrong place to put it. I think they could have had something else in there to make it more exciting. But nonetheless, it's not too bad. It's just not overly wowy, It's not too bad. I think it's the fact that it's not a brilliant cheesecake chocolate, really, is the problem here. It just has all the different ingredients and they work quite well, but none of them really stand out too much. So it's a low 4, but I think it's more of a 3.5 out of 5 again, I think, this one. So I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, I think. But it's not bad, actually. It's better than some of the others, but I just think it's quite a weak chocolate, if I mean, a weak sort of subject, caramel cheesecake, I think it could have just been a bit more exciting, basically. The worst chocolate in his life so far. Let me think, really. There's been quite a lot of bland ones, I think. I think it's hard to say some of them are the worst. I think the best one was the Tesco one, for sure. The Tesco one easily stood out, head and shoulders above the others. I think the worst one is probably... none of them have been terrible. Let's try and think. I'm not sure off the top of my head, really. I think a lot of them have been quite bland. There's been a lot that have just not quite. I think maybe the Lindt ones were a bit disappointing. I think these Hotel Chocolat ones have been a bit disappointing. They've just been okay, but I wouldn't say they've been. To describe them as the worst ones, I think a lot of them, there was one I think had loads of pralines in, wasn't there? Which one was that one? There was one that just had a praline every 5 seconds. I can't remember which one it was. Do you remember which one it was by any chance? Let's have a look. See if I can. I think it was a praline selection, wasn't it? I'm trying to see if I can even get to it. Not sure I can get to it now. Let's have a look. I can't see my. I'll just try and bring up my keyboard a bit. Fortunately, it's let's see. Let's have a look at the different lives I've done. There was one that was just literally just all pralines. I think it was the Bailey's one, wasn't it? No, it was the Happy Belly one, wasn't it? I think. Yeah, I think probably that Happy Belly Amazon one, probably Andrew. I think it was. There was just too many pralines in it. It was just pralines all the time. There was too many that were the same. I think it wasn't too bad, but there was just too many pralines. It was just every second one or every one was a praline. You know, there were so many the same. I think that was probably the worst one. And truffly, yeah, truffly things, things like that. You know, truffles, pralines, this, that, and the other. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that was the one, Andrew. Truffles, pralines, whatever it was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was the worst one, I think. It wasn't terrible, but they were all the same. And, you know, there was ones that were literally the same, and yeah, it was disappointing, really. Maryland biscuits one. I've got a few Marylands to review actually, Cheyenne, but I think it's the Jaffinator and the orange cookie ones I've got to do, and the mint ones. So I've got a few ahead of those, but maybe at some point I'll get to do those. Yes. Ferrero Rocher chocolates. Yeah. See, don't think I reviewed those actually. Yeah, you're right, Angela. You were right. Ferrero Rocher, okay, but it's hazelnuts I'm not a big fan of, you see. That's the problem. But those Ferrero Rocher Easter ball things were spot on, Cham. So if you I don't know if you can still get them, but they were fantastic. Those were fantastic. Well, there we go. Got to the end of that selection, really. And the long story short of it, I think, is they were very underwhelming, I think. The bottom half sounded less exciting than the top half, but the bottom half, I would have said, probably nailed it. Well, if you count the Cherry Kirsch one as well. I think those ones like sort of nailed what they were trying to do pretty well. And I think the others, but they weren't that great. And I think the others were trying to be things that they weren't, you know, and generally, and just didn't really do a good job of it, you know. I think that was the thing with the set, really. To summarise it up, you know, there was just a lot of the chocolates just didn't quite hit the brief at all. You know, you had like the carrot cake didn't taste like carrots. The fudge sundae really didn't have any fudge in, just tasted of hazelnut praline because they just included that for whatever reason. You know, the brownie one, it just didn't taste like brownie at all. It could have been anything. Then you had some others like the raspberry smoothie one that did taste nice, but just didn't have a wow factor to it. Just needed something else in there to give it like an extra texture or something. Maybe like crunchy biscuit pieces or something in there, or like a little something that reminiscent of something Sunday like. The Cherry Kirsch one, I think, that was very nice, but it wasn't really my bag. But I think, you know, that really did hit the nail on the head. I think got it perfectly on. Caramel cheesecake was okay-ish, but again, that's not a great cheesecake. You know, it could have had something really exciting, like a fruity flavored one. So it went for caramel, and it did taste of caramel cheesecake, I guess, sort of. But again, didn't have enough biscuit pieces on it, you know, to give it like just have a layer of biscuit like an actual cheesecake does, you know. And saying then the fudge sundae just had these little balls on top for the fudge, which was a waste of time. And again, they just don't seem to quite manage to get what they're trying to do, because they just don't give you enough of something. And I don't get it. I don't know why they don't do that. Like the Millionaire Shortbread one, whatever it is, Billionaire Shortbread, it just wasn't enough. You know, what was it? I can't remember what it was now. There's no sort of biscuit layer in it or something like, you know what I mean? Just very underwhelming, you know. And can't say the carrot cake one had no taste of carrot, just tasted of speculoos, you know, cinnamon. Eat a mess, I guess, just again didn't have enough meringue in it. Just had these little bits on top, which wasn't enough of them. So I think, you know, it's not too, I think it's a gift. This one is a nice gift. I think the person receiving it will enjoy it and think they're very indulgent and enjoy being able to experience something that they otherwise probably wouldn't have bought themselves. But I think if you asked them again, would you want it again? They probably would say, well, I wouldn't say no to it, but you know, I'd probably have a nice experience eating some roses or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the gist of these chocolates. And a lot of these chocolate selections, they're just they're good as gifts because the people wouldn't normally buy them for themselves. And I think they probably still wouldn't buy them for themselves after that. I don't think they'd be or particularly want them. You know, they would accept them as a gift and eat them, but they wouldn't be particularly wowed by them. And I think that's the case with a lot of Hotel Chocolat stuff, really, and a lot of these chocolate selections as well. They're very much reliant on the brand and the specialness of the product rather than really the taste. They all look better than they really are. They sound better than they really are. And the ingredients are probably spot on, really genuine, authentic, natural ingredients and things like this. But the actual taste and things isn't that great. And they don't. And when they're trying to be something like a brownie or a fudge sundae or something like that, they don't manage it very well. For very obvious reasons, the brownie just doesn't have like brownie type pieces in it. You know, it's just nothing like a brownie. You know, the fudge sundae doesn't really have any fudge in it. You know, the carrot cake doesn't taste like carrots. Has no carrot taste in it at all. It tastes like something completely random. You know, Yeah, so there we go. Bit of an odd one, really. Bit of an odd one. Yeah, so I think yeah, I think for this one really, I think I'm gonna give it. It's tempted to give it lower than this, and it probably should be lower. I think for the fact it's a nice present and things. I think I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt for the experience of it all, the fact it's a nice gift and things. But I think normally I would have said a 2.5 out of 5. But I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I think just because it's a nice gift and it's got 14 different kinds of chocolates and they're all different. But I think really, if you're just eating this on your own, I think it's just a 2.5 out of 5. I think it's quite underwhelming, really. Underwhelming. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, sorry, I just missed your last question. But biggest chocolate disappointment we ever had? Oh, goodness me. I have to think about that one, Andrew. I just have a think on about that one. Let's see if I can think of something in a minute. But I'm not too sure. I don't have many chocolate disappointments. Pick a mixed sweets tier list. Yeah, maybe I should actually share. I'm good. That's a good one actually. That one. That's not a bad one. Yeah, I'll have a look into that. Thank you. Yeah, if I gave them to someone, they'd trade one separately and cut them in half and send them back feedback. Well, be interesting if they did. Be interesting if they did. I think more people wouldn't have the patience though, unfortunately, Andrew. But yeah, it's time to give Canadian chocolate try. Well, I did have Sam Matson tried to send me some actually, Rick. Unfortunately, the product got lost in the post. Which is really frustrating. So yeah, so I do want to, send me if in a way you can, perhaps in a comment or in the Discord chat or something, just send me a list of good Canadian chocolates. So I would like to try some, has to be said. And as I say, this other chap, Sam's trying to do it, so he never makes the lives, but I don't in contact with him. But yeah, pick a mixed selection sweets is a good idea actually, Shaham. Yeah, good idea, that one. What's my favourite chocolate disappointing though? Yeah, it's a hard one, that one, I think a lot of these chocolate selections have been disappointing, but whether I would say they were my most disappointing, I don't know. Let me see. I don't think it's been a massive. I've never been massively disappointed. I think. There's been some little disappointments that have been quite big. I mean, I think, like, say I think a lot of the Oreo ones have been very disappointing because they are, the Oreos are quite a nice biscuit, but the Oreo bars are just always terrible. They never really just have that sort of creamy nonsense taste. They're never very nice. So they are. I wouldn't say they're the biggest disappointment. They're definitely disappointing. But having said that, thinking on, I think those recent Kit Kats they did, the the honeycomb Kit Kat. I mean, that was very disappointing because Kit Kats are nice, honeycomb's nice. It was really, really pretty poor, that. But again, was it my biggest disappointment? I don't know. But I think those Malteser sensations were a bit disappointing. The Galaxy Truffles were a bit disappointing. There's been a few, just ones that you think would be quite nice and they're just not generally. You know what I mean? Oreo egg, yeah, exactly, Rick, exactly. Just but the problem is now I'm used to them being rubbish, so I'm kind of expecting it, Yeah, live all around the world candy. Difficult one, Sham. Yeah, it depends because there's quite a lot of world. That's the problem. Well, yeah, we'll have to do that at some point. Yeah, just pick some different countries or different continents at least, and have a sort of showdown or something maybe. Yeah, I'll have to have a look into that. I'm gonna pick a mix. That pick a mix one's a good idea though. Yeah, I'll look into that. All around the world. Well, it might be difficult to do just because there's so much that could encompass, but but it's one to think about. Yeah, for sure. But the most disappointing one, that's a hard one, because it's, as I say, I think that Kit Kat honeycomb one was very disappointing because I expected that to be really nice because I like honeycomb and I like Kit Kats and it just really tasted so disappointing. But I don't know whether it's my most disappointing one really. The Wowsums were disappointing. The Milky Bar Wowsums, what they were, because I was expecting something to be a bit like vice versa, that had been replaced, and they were terrible, So there's quite a lot of There's been a few disappointing ones. I'll have to have a think and see if I can think of. Maybe I'll have to do another. I'll say most disappointing chocolates or whatever. I'll have a think on it. It might take some thought, that one, Andrew. Yeah, it might take some thought. But yeah, Kelly's ice cream. Yes, I had some of those, the vanilla ones, I think. Yeah, I do quite like it. Swedish fish. I haven't tried them. No, I keep seeing them. I've not tried them, Isaac. No, I've not tried them. I need to. They do sound very nice. They do sound very nice. How many grams are the Cadbury's eggs there? Yeah, good question. I think. I thought they were 40 grams. To be honest with you. Let's have a quick search online. I know you could. I'm thinking, I could have done that. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know off the top of my head. Let's have a look. Let's have a see. 40 grams, it looks like. 40 grams. Yeah. So slightly, yeah, so maybe it's a different recipe. Maybe you've got nicer ones there, Rick. Who knows? Maybe that's the problem that we've got here, Oh dear. Swedish berries, not even heard of those either. What's these Swedish things? Yeah, I wonder why, it's an odd one, that, isn't it? Yeah. Oh no, well, yeah, well, you'd think I would, wouldn't you? Well, the thing is, they're all over the place now, any chocolates I do have, but I think I've nibbled them all. Yeah, I've nibbled them all. No, it's alright, don't worry, Rick, it's fine. 40 grams though, yeah, so a gram difference, so they're clearly not the same. But maybe yours taste nicer, maybe that's the thing, maybe that's why you can't believe why I'm thinking these ones are not as nice over here, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Could be what it is, actually. That's a good point, that, really. Good point, not thought of that before. Maybe I'll have to try a US one at some point. Or a Canadian one, rather. Yeah, so, oh, well, it might be the same, actually. But yeah. Swedish berries. I'll try and remember those, then. Yeah, I've got, as you know, my backlog is quite large at the moment, so I'm struggling. But, yeah. But I will definitely put them on the list. And Swedish fish as well, I've been trying to remember as well. So, yes, yeah. Perhaps I'll do something live as well. I need to get perhaps do another mystery live at some point soon. Yeah, the Japanese Kit Kats are the way forward, Isaac. They do such random flavours. They're very nice. They really are nice. Yeah, very nice indeed. Definitely recommend those. They're small, but half the size of regular Kit Kats, but they're very nice. Well, I would have said that normally, Rick, as well. Hershey's are a bit, yeah, it's a miss. But you never know. Because here Cadbury aren't using their best chocolates anyway, so, it might be, might be something worth trying out, really. Yeah, interesting one. Yeah, not considered that, but yeah, interesting point, that, really. I know they do some, like, a chocolate caramel one, I think, in the US as well, and possibly Canada as well. Cadbury's over there, which looks very interesting, which I'd like to try. So there is a chance they could be a bit better. As I'm not sure whether... I'm assuming then that you're getting the ones imported from the US, but they might be made in Canada specifically. Yeah, family video. Maybe one day, Sham, you never know. Yeah, maybe one day. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, there we go, guys. I guess we made it. It's a bit of a long one this time. Well, how long was it? But 2.5 hours, was it? Crikey. A bit of a long, very long video, this one. Yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes, pretty much. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around. I know some of you came and went a few times. But thanks for that. Thanks for, I hope you liked it. Yeah, a bit of a long one, as I say. Quite a difficult one, really, that one, because there's 14 different types of chocolates. Lots to discuss of all of them. Quite unique and different. But yeah. But hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll say I did. It was really nice to do, and I feel like I'm not too full after it. I feel like eating only half worked quite well. Yeah, but Amazon, yeah, maybe that's the way I've got to get them from as well, Rick. I'll have a look into that. I'll look into that. Yeah, try and do that at some point as well. But, it's one of those, the backlog too large. But yeah, take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Thanks for coming. And thanks for all your suggestions and your comments. All lovely to hear from you as always. You're a really nice bunch of people, so thank you so much. Have a great weekend, as I say, and I'll see you hopefully for the live on Wednesday, or if not, the live next week. And I'll try and do a premiere for Friday as well, Sham. I'll try and do one for you. So, well, for everyone, but I know you asked specifically for one, so yeah. Okay, take care, guys. Good luck with your test, Isaac. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now. See ya. There's a bit of a delay, by the way, so I'm sorry if I've gone by the time you say bye and things like this, but take care. Have a great one. Thanks again. Bye.